I'm Rezlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, was that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack. And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Value Pack. Listen, I know. Stop your typing. Stop typing, okay? I know you're already in the comment section. But Rezlar! Listen, I don't care, okay? I was out of town last week. Frosty was extremely busy as well. And, yeah, we hadn't had a day off in a while. So we decided to take the week off. So you would have known that if you were in the Discord. Perfect opportunity to plug the Discord. Join the Discord. It's the only way you're going to know what's going on with the podcast. We also occasionally do community nights. Frosty will oftentimes do like King of the Hills, usually after sieges, where he'll let everybody know that he's hanging out in a certain battle arena doing King of the Hill, just kind of mess around, having a good time. So if you want any of that information, the only way you're going to get that is by joining the Discord, because we don't announce that shit here. And it's for a reason. Join the fucking Discord. Other than that, yeah, I think that's everything. Our guest today, some random hobo we picked up off the street. It's the GM of Clash. That's a loud truck. Noah, thanks for joining us, dude.
Hello. Nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
For sure, brother. Now, you have been playing BDO for a while.
Correct.
Yeah,
Since launch.
Since launch. So why don't you just give everybody a brief introduction of yourself, you know, what your BDO career has kind of been, and, you know, what you're doing now.
Okay, so I played at launch. I ran my own guild, just some crappy life skilling guild. I quit for like 3 months at the time. I came back around when Awaken came out, and then server merge just kind of when I came up kind of harder. I joined a smaller guild. I left again to co-GM a sea monster hunting guild. Regret of my life. Let's not talk about that. Went to go do minor sieges, did Calpheon Balnos, Serendia shit, and then decided to go back to sea monster hunting because payouts were cool, right? Stupid me again, and then I left. I guess it'd be 20 months ago to start my own guild. So here I am, the GM of Clash now.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks.
And for anybody who's wondering, no, Noah's not anybody important at all.
No, I'm really not.
We just decided, you know, we felt bad for him because, you know, his guild went to T1s, which obviously means it's dead. So we thought we'd try and help out by bringing him on the podcast.
I won 6 nodes this week. What are you talking about?
We did. We won 6 nodes. The 6-node dream.
Clash is recruiting, right? What's your guys' Rex?
What are our Rex, Noah?
Dude, I don't know no, it's like 550 GS plus, and then just play the.
Unless you're a Witcher Wizard, we'll take you at any gear score.
The hardest part is like just finding people want to actively play and show up to most node wars. Like it doesn't matter, in my opinion, like gear too much, because if you play the game enough, your gear is gonna go up. Especially like nowadays, it's not like as hard to get gear. So I just respect people who just play the game more and just like. You're going to play the game, you're going to get gear. I've got people in the gear that join in their guild that they're 500 GS when they join, and then a month later they're at 560, 570. I'm like, good job playing the game. Like, thanks. And then when you get them lower, they stay in the guild longer, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. How many times have I gotten, you know, Tet weapons and try yellow accessories that I had when I joined in the guild, you know? Gotta stop blowing shit up.
Actually, just end up buying at some point in time, especially since the market is so loaded with Tet accessories and stuff. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, a lot of shit has gone down since our last podcast. The Valkyrie Succession. Apparently, people keep complaining to Frosty that I'm not pronouncing it properly. It's Succession. So
it's Succession, dude.
I think Valk was out when we had Jeffy on, right? But we just didn't talk about it because
yeah,
we had a
Valk
bunch of other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, it just come out that week.
Yeah.
And then last week we weren't recording, and Tamer came out.
Pog.
and we missed that.
And
And
then-
then this week we are recording, and Musa and Maehwa came
Yeah,
out.
so we got a lot of Successions to move through here.
Which, by the way, is a lot faster than I thought they'd come out.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
the-
I'm surprised as well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they're like releasing them so continuously. Like, I thought it was gonna be the whole where the class balance thing again. Like, they did it for like 2 weeks and then we just disappeared. I'm like, oh, but it's like, oh, here's the
Yeah.
whatever we're on 6th, 7th one.
Yeah, I
They
think
should put Warrior in the game and then just be like, we changed our mind on the Succession. So Warrior got theirs, but no one else is getting one. Sorry.
I remember when they first announced it. I think I'm actually like on the podcast. I think I said on the podcast when they first announced it. I told Frosty, I was like, yeah, we're not getting that shit like this year. It's definitely not happening. And then here we are, like almost fucking halfway done with the classes. Like, holy shit, this is going extremely quick. What the fuck?
And I think Korea got your worst nightmare happened in Korea because they have the Warrior one
Yeah, I heard about that.
live.
That's not good. I mean, listen,
You want them all released at
it's
once.
good for me because I'm looking forward to the Warrior Succession, but it's not good for everybody else who's going to be complaining about it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Awakening's all over again. I guess they didn't learn the first time. Everybody bitching about it.
Try again, come on.
Yeah, third time's the charm. Maybe when they announce Awakening Succession, they'll get it right.
Awakening 2, where we all share the same dandelion.
Reawakening, dude. All right, let's get into all the shit here. I guess we'll just go in the order that I wrote them down. So we're gonna do Tamer first. Now, Frosty, you know a bit about Tamer because you kind of looked into it because you were interested. I know next to nothing about it. Noah, how much do you know?
I've watched one video where it could fly in the air. It's about the only thing I watch. And
So
I know
more than me.
Void Lightning's huge.
Yeah, the throat burn cancel thing, so you can literally just float. Yeah, they removed the cooldown on it. I don't know if that's going to stay permanent, but you can fly in the air. I don't know the utility because I haven't tested it. Like,
I feel like you could just get knocked out of the air and it'd be horrible. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure, but maybe you need a range skill, so that's cool. You know, Tamer can just be the spotter, scout around looking for people. Like, you got the bird's eye
One
view.
V2.
it's advanced Volterra, but you have to use the range
The
moves.
problem is
later.
that you don't really move. You're like up in the air in one place, and you're not even that high up. Like, slashing would hit you on the start of the animation.
So, like, if a Mystic or a Striker used Twisted Collision, would they end up above the Tamer?
No, the Tamer's higher
Yeah.
there, I think. It
So
looked pretty high up.
when I was looking at it, and like, admittedly, like, I'm not super well versed in the nuances of the Succession on Tamer, but basically it's the skills, the pre-awakened skills hit harder and the AoEs are bigger, which is actually really cool. Like Bolt, Jolt, for example, or Void Lightning, the AoEs are a lot bigger, and the animations on the Tamer. This is the first one that when I saw it, I was like, dude, those animations look so fucking nice.
Yes.
Because it's like the Tamer black ink with like really bright blue, like within the black. It looks cool on all their stuff. But it's like basically just a bunch of damage boosts and AoE increases. For the most part, yeah, and Tamer's going to be even more busted on Doomhorse. So,
The Doom
Which
Horse
is
stuff.
always great.
that's good. The thing is, my one thing with the Tamer is they lose leaves dropping in Awakening, which is huge because it's 2 iframes on relatively short cooldowns. But outside of that, I feel like Tamer has still pretty decent mobility even without leaves dropping. So unlike Ranger and Warrior, where you lost Head Chase and Ranger's Awaken Dash that I forget the name of, Tamer's still really mobile in their Succession. So I think, yeah, just visually and the mechanics of it, the Tamer one looks pretty badass to me. I like it.
in fairness of Rangers, at least Warriors got Solar Flare.
Yeah, and the weird like dash thing for the long distance dash, like flow, whatever the hell, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So the Tamer one looks fun as fuck.
The
So
Tamer one looks good, I think, actually. But
the
we
Tamer
said
one
that
looks
with
good.
some of the other ones also, and People
Dude, the
test-
thing is, I think a lot of people forget too is like with the Succession, you can still use your pre-awaken kit when you have Succession. You just can't use a pre-awaken skill if you have the Succession version of that skill. So like the rest of your kit is still available.
Yeah.
And Tamer has a pretty good pre-awaken kit. It's just like if you were to use exclusively pre-awaken in the game currently, you just don't really have enough damage for combos and shit like that. But yeah, I don't know. They did some cool stuff, man. Like Bolt is kind of weird. It's like a Bolt Jolt in and of itself now, and then it has like an extra hit at the end. I don't know. I haven't played with it because I refuse to download the global labs because for
Hey.
me it resets all my fucking settings every time I go in there, and it's frustrating as hell. So I gave up on it. But
I don't do it because I feel like I don't know when I'm going to get the content. I don't want to overhype myself, so I just
Yeah.
I just sit back and wait and watch videos instead. I'm like, oh, this looks decent.
So the reaction, I would say the reaction from the community that I've seen when it came to the Warrior, everyone hated it. It got a couple of changes and people hated it a little bit less and kind of came around a tiny bit, but they still think it's bad. And then the Ranger one, mostly people hated it, but they said it'll be good for large scale. And then the Tamer one, it seems like it's the first one that people are actually pretty hyped about.
I agree. That's what
Now,
I've
is
noticed.
that just because Tamer is in such a bad spot right now?
But same with Warrior. I mean, I'm
No,
not saying the
'cause-
other two classes stated earlier aren't in a good spot, but none of the classes are really in a good spot.
I mean, I would argue Ranger and Warrior are doing better than Tamer in today's game. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think Tamer's in that bad of a spot that it's like if they get anything, they'll be happy because it's different. That's more Valk. Even though
That's balance.
that's Valks, dude. I don't know. I think that the animations look cool, and people that like traditional old school Tamer, it still like has the pet, and the pets like do abilities with your skills, and they added protection to roaring, and like they did some really cool things with the animation. So it actually just looks legitimately fun and new and a little bit different. So
Did they give the pet another upgrade? I forgot to look. Like, is it getting stronger also with Succession?
I don't know. I don't know if the base pet actually does anything extra.
I hope they make it bigger, kind of like they did with the new Black Spirit when it came out, and they make it look all Chad looking. Be kind of interesting.
Chad
Make him
looking.
He stands on his hind legs instead of forward legs.
He just punches you. Oh
Dude.
god.
So the
I don't know. Looks cool though. Looks
question
fun.
that everyone's wondering, Frosty, will you be re-rolling Succession Tamer?
I will definitely be making a trial Tamer to try out Succession, and I will strongly consider it if I like it. But my problem is, when I played Tamer and mained Tamer and loved Tamer, you used a small amount of your awakening, mostly just for movement and void lightning, and you used mostly your awakening before the CC changes. That was the Tamer that I loved and does not exist anymore. So for me, I don't love the pre-awakening as much, but that new Surging Tide looks fucking
I
fat.
agree. I'm gonna gear up my life skiller finally after getting level 60 by just life skilling. Time to finally gear it PvP with it.
See, my Tamer, what is my Tamer?
Tamer's
My Tamer's level 61 already.
Tamer's the first
Yeah.
class I made, so
I don't even have a Tamer.
You were going to play Tamer though, right? Didn't you say?
Me?
Yeah, when you first started BDO, didn't you say that the Tamer looked interesting to you? Was that you?
Yeah, well, it didn't look interesting. It sounded interesting. So originally, when my friend was telling me about Black Desert Online before it had released, he had told me that, oh yeah, and there's this one class that has like this pet. You walk around with like this giant dog thing, this giant black wolf looking thing. I was like, dude, that sounds fucking amazing. Like that's the class that I want to play. And then as soon as I started watching like videos and stuff of all the characters, I instantly hated Tamer because I didn't want to play as a little lolly Asian girl. And I instantly fell in love with Berserker because, it's an awesome class. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm doing Berserker. Fuck this fucking gay-ass shit over here. But the
Yeah.
idea of it was cool. If they ever came out with a male tamer, I might be more inclined to actually give it a try. But I just don't like. It feels weird. I don't like it.
If you release a male tamer, do you want the pet to be a wolf still, or do you want the pet to be a different animal, like a bear or something?
I don't care. I think Hilling's dope. I like Hilling's model.
I love it.
I just wish he would use a hair straightener. I hate his curls, dude.
I just wish he could survive in water.
Yeah, that's the one thing, right? The hard counter to a tamer. A puddle.
A puddle of water, dude.
I also enjoy it. You can jump on the back of it and you can just like fly until you hit ground and it dies. I think that's
Helling
super
is like
cool,
the speed of like a 2-4 horse.
Yeah, it uses your stamina really fast though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Valk. Moving through these. Now, I know literally nothing about Valk. I knew a tiny bit about Tamer, the flying thing y'all told me about, and I also knew that Void Lightning was fucking huge, apparently. I know literally nothing about Valk's Succession. Trying to say it properly.
I know very little. I watched part of a Moose video, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is a Valk. I hate Valk. I'm out. Valk is one of those things that's weird too, because even if the Succession's good, I think people, which I think right now in its current state, it's pretty universally renowned as not good in Valk's Succession. They are all pretty upset with how it turned out. So there's that. But the weapons are just so meh. Like, even if it was really good, the thing that I think draws people to Valk is the big ass armor and shield and lance, and not being able to use that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I did want to point out, I think in on Tamer, they gave the 2 awakening skills. I want to talk about this with all the Succession ones. Are all around spinner, which looks kind of funny without a spear. They did like a kind of half-ass punching kick animation, and moonlight, which is like their dash. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, and then Valk. What did Valk get? I actually forget. Now I don't even know. What did Valk's? Let me look at this real quick. Hold on.
What did Valk get, Noah? You should know.
Dude, I had 2 guildmates try it, and they legitimately just told me, yeah, it wasn't that good, and it looked better than it was, and then that's all I know. I also know you can spam one move on repeat and just one-shot people with it. I don't know if that was a bug or was intended, but that looked hilarious. Let's see if I can find that.
See, that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good.
What's there to complain about?
I don't know if it was intended. That's not how I really want to start the sentence, but...
All right, let me find this. Hold on.
I found this video, Noah, where it was like the funniest unintended like OP things in League of Legends or whatever. And one of them was like at launch League of Legends, or maybe even beta, I don't remember. But it was like apparently you could spam your summoner spells off cooldown if you like did some wonky shit with your ruins. And so there's this video of this dude just flashing around everywhere he went and insta-killing every fucking mob he came across because he had smite. So he's just smite, like just fucking flying, dude. It was hilarious.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so they got the teleport, Sanctitus D'Enslar, which is their F skill, and they got purification, which is like, I don't know, just a shield thrust bash thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
But they
That's
hate
all I got
those,
to, man. Only move I remember from Valk is when I get BSR Terra Sancted, and that's Awakened, so
The only move I know from Valk is that fucking shield throw, because that thing used to chunk in the pre-awakened days.
What's the move they call it on the light? What move is it?
Celestial Spear?
Yeah.
In
No.
Pre-awakened.
Oh, the
sort of something.
No, Sword of Judgment's a different one. It's yeah, he's talking about.
It's one of the ones like it gets
yeah, it's their ult. It's their pre-awaken alt.
Sure. Maybe.
Right?
I don't fucking know. Never mind. I was
It's called
like spam. I saw someone spamming it. I'm trying to find the clip.
It's called Judgment of Light. Where like the little beams of light fall from the sky.
Let me find it. How about this? I'll find it. You guys continue.
I looked. Well, that's the one I was looking at. My biggest problem with the Valk Succession is that it also the animations look so like they didn't really put that much effort into those ones compared to the Warrior and the Tamer and the Ranger. They're just like a little bit of extra like white sparks and trills that are just
It's
I don't
not
know,
just holy; it's super holy.
I mean, I like the white light as the theme, but it's like I feel like they could have added more to make it look more flashy, and people would have been more hyped about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing that like keeps Tamer's one so appealing is like the moves seem bigger, and I don't feel like some of the other classes necessarily do that as much as Tamer's does.
Yeah. Well, the Ranger AoEs are kind of crazy too, but yeah.
Like even Valks, you could have made some stuff bigger, and I mean, we discussed Musa Maehwa. I mean, it's hard to make a sword class bigger whenever the thing it's supposed to be based around is a sword, but
Yeah. When your sword is a toothpick.
I guess that's good. You understood what I was trying to get at
That's
there.
the thing I hate about the Valk sword. The Valk sword is it's literally the thing they put in your sandwich when you order a club sandwich. That's the Valk sword.
Listen, all I'm gonna say about Valkyries is at least their character doesn't walk around like it's holding in the world's worst shit. Okay? Warrior struggles for life, dude.
No, but it does walk around. It does walk around like you walked in on it and now it's holding a towel up.
That is very true, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess that was cooler.
Did you find it, Noah, or did you give?
No, I can't. I'm still looking, but I can't find it. I swear to God, I saw a clip of someone just getting one shot by Valk Awake, and I'm like, or Succession. I'm like, that's not intended. That can't be intended.
Yeah. All right. So bottom line for Valk is that Amu is the only remaining Valk on North American server, and he's not super stoked about it. So
I agree.
All right. So Musa Succession.
Succession.
What do we know, boys?
Whoa.
All right. So I know that Fiery Angel has super armor.
Yeah.
And moves you even further than the current version of Fiery Angel, and still does not use stamina. So that's kind of cool. That's their awakened skill that they got. They also got Butt Cruster, which is the Shift F.
Yes.
Right. And they did not get Foul Play, but it looks like Crust Crusher has 2 extra sword slashes if you hold it in succession, which I think kind of mimics what Foul Play does. Hopefully the damage is similar, because I feel like Crust Crusher without Foul Play is not great. Yeah, the whole point of it is to do that huge fire wave that just melts you.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff looks, I don't know, man, like Musa skills also are not super flashy. Some of them look kind of cool. I love how the sword looks, and some of the, I don't know, like Dragon Bite just gets more damage. I don't know. That's another one too, is like my Musa knowledge is like strictly in Awakening.
Does it become this thing though that the class is good enough in Awaken that you don't need a Succession? Like, is that part of why we? I mean, here I am talking like if I'm asking the questions here, but like we talk like Tamer stuff looks good because Tamer's not very good in Awaken, we say, but then here we are saying that Musa needs Foul Play. Like,
right. Maybe. I mean, but the Musa stuff does look pretty cool. But I actually haven't, because it just came out, and I did watch video on it, but I haven't had a chance to actually
read anything, because you linked me those videos. I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what's happening because it's all in Korean and I don't speak Korean.
Yeah, it's all in Korean.
I'm a little disappointed that Below the Belt wasn't one of the ones that they gave. I was actually one of the ones that I thought that they would give Musa Succession, and I was kind of looking forward to it because I think that's their coolest ability in my opinion. And I was already thinking like how they could have used like Below the Belt in like pre-Awakening, but I'm a little sad. I'm a little upset.
I think Fire Angel's cooler than Below the Belt, dude.
Why? What?
Because it's a super armor float, dude. That moves you with no stamina. It's like, dude, movement. I don't know, man. Musa, I feel like is I don't know. I mean, Below the Belt is really cool. I don't know. I guess better is the wrong word, but I think it's fine that they went with the two they went with. Because if let's say if they use Below the Belt instead of Crust. If they use it instead of Crust Crusher, though, wouldn't you have also been disappointed they didn't use Crust Crusher? So I guess Fire Angel's the odd man out.
Yes, correct. I wanted it to be Below the Belt and Crust Crusher because I think those are the two most fun skills to use in the Musa's Awakening. For me personally, at least. I'm not saying that that's like balanced. I'm not saying that that's better than Fiery Angel. I'm just saying that those are the two Awakening abilities that I, as someone who likes to casually play Musa a lot, really enjoys using. Those two are very, very fun to use.
I found a completely different picture when I was looking for the Valk clip.
The Tamer picture.
The Tamer AoE size and void, yeah. That shit's nice.
But I don't know. I haven't heard too many opinions, but I think the generalized opinion of Musa Succession is that it's okay. I don't know.
But are you gonna be able to grind with it? Like, Musa's grind speed's insane, right? Like, with Awakening and everything. It's like, is Succession just gonna make it not be able to grind as
No,
much
I don't
as
think
well?
so. I mean, I guess it's possible, right? But the thing is Musa's movement is basically unchanged. They still have Dragon Bite. They still have Chase, obviously.
Yeah.
And they still have Fire Angel. So their movement's going to be crazy
So if
good
the damage
still.
is there, still just as good.
Yeah, so as long as the damage and the AoE sizes are good. And like one of the things obviously is like you can spam Musa skills, which makes like filler damage really nice because you're spamming skills on like kind of like Violation, you know, you can just, even if everything's on cooldown, at least you can get chip damage in fairly efficiently. So as long as they can still kind of do that, I guess it can still be okay because the movement, their pack to pack is going to still be crazy.
I mean, there's only one thing we do. Wait for someone to do a test video of it and kind of.
And you guys know they buffed Tiger Blade, right? In Succession.
Yeah, well, you can use it with more abilities, right?
Yeah, so now there's more abilities that are changed to Tiger Blade, and also, I actually said that this was a really, really big deal. Was that you can cancel out of Tiger Blade now? You don't have to wait.
No, can you?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Dude, that's like their biggest complaint is that you're stuck in it. That's cool.
He was saying that it was a really huge thing that you could cancel out of it. I don't know enough about the class to really say definitively why. I think it opens up a lot more combo potential from my understanding of what he was saying. Basically, is that you can Tiger Blade, and then there's certain abilities that you can use in Tiger Blade to combo into a canceling out of it back to your normal abilities, basically. So it just opens up a lot more combos.
That's the dream, though. It's just being able to cancel like a lot of the skills. Kind of. I mean, I play Sork, and then like Warrior block and did the same thing. How you can start canceling more stuff. It's kind of like always healthy for the class, and you can do that. Cancel
There's also apparently another mechanic to Musa, but I'll talk about it more with Maehwa because I'm actually not positive that Musa has it. So, but if they do have it and you're wondering when we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it next. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, overall though, I'm kind of I wish they would do the Awaken theme. Like one of the things that I think made the Awakening so fun on all these classes is the theme of the Awakening. And I wish they made the Musa Succession skills all have like fire animations. Even if the effects and everything were the exact same, but just give it fire animations would be nice. Because it's just doing that kind of weird, like the burgundy ink kind of thing that they do in Pre-Awaken. And red beams and stuff.
Yeah. I'm like rewatching the video. But yeah, it's just...
Yeah. Like it looks okay. It looks okay, but the fire would have been cooler, I think. And then on Maehwa, which we're about to talk about, it's even more annoying to me because they have ice named skills that have no ice animations in them whatsoever.
What happens if you had often your skills had blue animations? If you had Zark, your skills had red animations?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or
That'd be actually kind of sick.
Or just do Frosty's idea. I don't know if you watched that episode. I don't remember what one it was on.
Being able to buy different animation colors.
Yeah, buying skill animation colors.
Dude, I would love that. I would buy that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many sorks would just buy pure black to be edgy fuckboys?
Yeah, or blue
Hey,
or yellow, dude.
I wouldn't mind to be rainbow,
Yeah.
dude. Any skills? Fucking taste the rainbow.
I feel like they've done a pretty good job with Awakening of kind of assigning a color to every class. If not definitive,
Yeah.
like definitively, like Sork is purple, right?
Yeah.
Definitively, you know,
There's one or two weak ones.
yeah, but there's like
Tamer could use a little more consistency in their awakening, and Ninja too. Like Ninja's like mostly pink.
yeah, so that's what I was gonna say is if it's not definitive, then it's at least suggestive, right? And like all these
Right.
colors are like pretty different from each other. I think with the exception of like
Striker,
Sork and
Mystic.
DK. No, those are very different. What are you saying?
Are they both orange and yellow? Am I thinking?
In their
Oh,
In
wait,
their
never mind.
awakenings?
No, it's all
I'm just.
the awakening.
Okay,
I think we're
never
talking
mind.
awakening.
You're right.
It's all it's all
Yeah,
blue
Mystic's
water.
all blue water.
and Mystic
That's
and
the water.
red
That's not
fire.
the color. Why the heck is?
Yeah, that's why I was wondering what you were going for. No, I'm talking about like
understand-
the color themes
Yeah.
for the awakenings is what I'm saying. Of course you don't. Some classes you don't have colors. You just have explosions. Haha. How are you? Which is still a theme, I guess. But
What color do the mobs light up when you hit them with the Zerker?
I don't know.
Who plays with that on still?
Yeah, I don't play with that
I
shit
do,
on.
dude.
I have that.
What? That shit's so nice. I love looking
Yeah,
at
I
that.
turn the shit off.
Like on
forever.
Sork, all the mobs just
Purple,
light up
yeah.
purple every time you.
But what I was gonna say is like I wish they would have translated that more to the Succession as well, like that like color like palette theme type thing that they did, like with the Awakenings.
Well, do you mean to match what the Awakening
At
one
least be
is, or
similar,
just
so that it like
theme that
fits a theme, you know.
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, they have a theme though. They all do have a theme because all of Valk's skills now are like white lights.
I mean, but most
in
of them are just
Succession.
like I don't know. I feel like most of the Successions, with the exception of Valk and Ranger, have been like, yeah, just
Mhm.
slap like a black inky animation on it with like a little bit of extra color, like a little bit extra red or a little bit extra blue.
Well, in fairness for Tamer, that's how it always was though. It was like the black ink, and they just added a ton of blue to it. That looks right.
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's
actually
like the
looks
same
cool.
thing with.
I mean, I
it's
agree
the same
with the-
thing with Warrior, with the exception of Scars. Same thing with Musa, with the exception of like Rising Storm. Like I don't know, it just feels like they got a little lazy with the colors. I don't know. I feel like they're too similar.
Like we're just talking about colors right now. By the way,
We gotta make content, Noah. This thing's
Dude,
gotta be
it's
at
cool.
least an hour and a half.
Hold up. So like the reason I said Mystic Striker earlier is like I look at their icons and like everyone always just colors the icons like orange and yellow. I'm like, why is everything just the same color? Like I know you want to group them together and stuff, but it's like that's why I said that earlier because I thought we were just talking about how they try to group together colors all the time of like similar classes and stuff, and I'm like,
See, that's funny because if you asked me, like, what class would you associate, like, what class icon would you associate with orange, I would actually pick Berserker.
yeah, I picked Zerker for that, but like yellow and some off color of orange yellow is
Yeah,
Mystic Striker.
like that weird, like,
I
almost.
got another
tan?
Eye of the
Like, I
Ruins
don't
ring,
know.
dude.
Never granted like
RNG
50,
carry.
Some
50
people
hours.
never struggle, Frosty. Some people never struggle.
It's true.
Moving on. I just got a second narc, actually, as I'm saying that.
You guys are grinding
Um,
over your life skilling. What am I doing wrong right now?
We gotta
Podcast
make
on
the most-
RNG. I'm going
Dude,
to
literally
stars then.
recording this podcast is like the only time I grind. I gotta make the most of it.
Right?
All right, moving on to Maehwa. Now, I actually know quite a bit about Maehwa because I spent like a good hour, maybe an hour and a half, this morning, the morning that we're recording this, hanging out with Nayashi while he was in Global Test Lab testing everything. So I actually have quite a bit of insight into it. He seems to actually be pretty happy with the overall state of the Succession. There's a couple things that he wants changed, a couple like CCs changed to protections, some cooldown changes, things of that nature. But the biggest thing that we were talking about, and the thing that I find the most interesting personally, was that they added a I want to make sure I explain this properly. A empowered ability stacking mechanic. So essentially, Maehwas have this ability called Decapitation. It's an ability that you can spam off cooldown. It does decent damage. It's unprotected, 7-second cooldown. If you use it off cooldown, I believe it CCs. I think it stuns. I'm not sure about that part. If you use it off cooldown, you'll get this little buff on your buff bar for 12 seconds, if I remember correctly. And then when your decapitation is off cooldown, 7-second cooldown, if you use it again, that buff will refresh another 12 seconds. These are your stacks. Now, the first complaint is that there's no actual number to show you how many stacks you have. The buff just keeps refreshing. So hopefully they do something about that. But if you get 6 stacks, if you use decapitation 6 times off cooldown without letting that 12-second buff on your bar go away, then you get to use one of 3, I believe he said, abilities that will be empowered the next time you use them. You have 15 seconds to use it, basically. So you use decapitation 6 times off cooldown. You have 15 seconds to use either decapitation, Dragon's Bite, I think he said, or Carver, I think were the 3 that he said. And basically what it does is it increases the damage a little bit, and it makes it super armor. So, obviously, this is a mechanic that, I mean, we've never seen before in BDO. This is kind of a big, change, a big direction for them to go into. This is a fairly common mechanic in other video games, but there's nothing like this in BDO.
Which is
Reminds me of Diablo 3 a lot.
Yeah.
That's what we want in the game, right? We want diversity and change and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So
absolutely.
That's something huge if it turns out to be good or even decent, and then they move it into other classes or even a new class, for example. I mean,
yeah. So
it'd be
Nayashe
so
was
good.
actually pretty, he was pretty, I don't want to say hype about it, but he was pretty, excited that, there was, this new mechanic. Now, the downer is that if you've been paying attention to the numbers I've been saying, using decapitation 6 times on a 7-second cooldown, just to get a slightly more damage and protected ability that you have to use within 15 seconds, this isn't exactly, useful in its current state. So, Nayashe's general feeling is that it's a cool mechanic, and he hopes that they reduce the stacks or do something to make it useful. His main suggestion was reduce the amount of stacks needed to 2. I think that sounds like a little bit too much, maybe.
That's crazy.
I
think 3 or 4 would make sense.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking 3 or 4 as well. He says 2, but I don't know. I think 3 or 4.
4 if you use it on time would be 4 if you use it on time would be 28 seconds, which means every 28 seconds, one of your abilities is a super armor CC that does more damage, which is just the current state of the game, how powerful that is. I think that's
my suggestion that I offered him that I think would also help fix the problem is to make it a minute-long buff instead of a 12-second buff. So this way, you're just going to kind of build up these stacks naturally over the course of a fight. And that way, still reduce the amount of stacks, because 6 is a little too high, maybe 4. So that way, you cast it, 4 times in a fight, you're running around brawling with people in large scale, or if you're staying alive in the 1v1, you're kind of just going to get it naturally. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of my idea.
Do you know...
So you're saying you want it more like how Sork has the shards, you get 30 black shards and they add up slowly that way. You rather have it like that type of mechanic more than use everything as fast as you can and hurt and try to do damage within your 15-second time window.
Yeah, kind of more of if you're paying attention to it, then when it's up and then you're able to capitalize on it. But it's not a thing that you actively are oh, I gotta make this happen, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you have to hit the target with decapitation? Okay, so you can just cast the ability.
Yes, but then you're standing there for literally 28, 30, 50, 52 seconds. Just waiting for the decapitation cooldown.
Well, you're not just standing there.
You're supposed to be.
Or you're saying you can't use any other ability in between?
No, you can, but I'm saying if you want to build up the stacks before you go fight somebody, though,
Right.
then you have 52 seconds if my math is correct, which it might not
No,
be.
your math is not correct. 7 times 6 is not
40. Yeah.
52 seconds.
Is it not?
No, 7 times 7 is
42.
49. 7 times 6 is 42, yeah.
42, sorry.
So like,
That's still
even if
like
it
way
was,
too long for somebody to be just sitting there,
true.
though.
but why would they just be sitting there? I don't get that part. Why do you keep saying that? They're not allowed to use stigma or any of their other
I mean,
abilities.
they can, but it seems to me, and again, I don't know. All I know is what he was saying and what I was watching him do. Decapitation is an ability that they use a lot. So not being able to like use it, like because when you use it off cooldown, it goes back, it resets it. I believe.
Look, why would you fight?
But only when your stacks are maxed, right?
Yeah.
No.
Otherwise, it's just adding to your stacks.
No. Listen to me. When you use decapitation off cooldown, I do believe it resets the cooldown of decapitation. So this now adds to the time that you have to wait to use it to gain the stack, because you only get the stack if you use it off cooldown.
On 7 seconds or longer, right? So at least 42 seconds. That part I
And the
understand.
buff lasts for 12 seconds, so you have to use it within the 5-second time gap.
Yeah, so you have a 5-second window. I mean, again, like I agree that 6 stacks is too high.
Yeah.
But I think like 4 is reasonable.
I agree.
And you don't. And their whole kit is not like relying on this. They still have other skills. They're not just sitting there for 42 seconds
Correct,
doing
yes,
nothing.
but if they're going to add this as an aspect, I do think they should try to make it a relevant point of the kit. Otherwise, why is it even there?
No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that point. I'm just saying they do nothing is like that.
Yeah.
It can't be true. They have too many
you
strong abilities that they're just doing nothing is not. That'd
You
be
said
weird.
Nayashi said they use like decapitation a lot though in like actually fighting. So it's like if you're using it a lot, are you gonna necessarily be able to get 6 stacks? Like obviously we keep saying 6 is too high, and I agree even. Like, can you use it 6 times within a fight currently even before you die or you're out of stamina or you're out of anything to actually
Probably
get the super armored skill off? But I think Rezlar was
Yeah.
trying to say is like you would sit back and you get the 6 stacks beforehand. Because why wouldn't you fight with your highest like you want your highest damage or you want your CCU and you want your super armors when you fight? It's just what you want. So why wouldn't you just always be fighting or try to always fight with?
Yeah,
the
and so
buff
and if
ability?
you're playing to try and build these stacks, then you're literally just missing out on one of your main damage and CC abilities. At least
But
again, this is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, but that's the part that you're saying that confuses me. So if you use it off cooldown, so you can spam the skill basically, right?
Yes.
Okay, but you have to wait for the cooldown to be up for it to add to a stack, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so every 7 seconds they can use this ability. Is that correct?
If they want to build stacks, yes.
Right. So then they're not. I don't understand that they're not able to use their ability when they are. They can every 7 seconds. They can use it. Can they not, or am I misunderstanding that?
They can, but
But what my understanding is, and I'm trying to make sure that it's clear that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right? I know like 1 hour of this shit, so this is just a fucking Zerky brain's understanding of the situation. Okay, let's make this clear, and Nayashi will correct me in the comments, I'm sure, if I'm wrong about this.
All right, Noah, you're off the podcast. Let's get Nayashi.
Sounds good
in
to
here.
me, man. Later.
I did tell him that if they made like changes to it to make it more interesting, because right now, I mean, not more interesting, but more useful, because right now it just doesn't seem very useful, but it is interesting.
Right.
If they make it more of like a more of a big theme about the succession in the Maehwa's kit, then we would have him on. I did tell him that we'd love to have him on to come talk about it. But also, side note, forgot to mention this. I'm not positive, but Nayashi said that he believes Musa has the exact same system, except it is attached to Rising Storm, he said, instead of decapitation. He said he's not positive, but that he's pretty sure.
I hope that. I
Alright,
just hope
that's
they
what I
do
was
this
about
with more
to ask.
skills or more classes in the future if it does come through.
Yeah,
I'm just excited
I
to
love
see
the
them
idea.
trying something new.
Yeah, agreed.
yeah. I
I
think
hope it
like
just doesn't fail.
if you were to lower it to like 4 stacks and maybe even give a second ability, something like that too, and you could juggle both the stacks while you're fighting, would also raise the skill cap or the skill ceiling of the class in general, right? Like that would separate the really good Maehwas from the bad
I don't
ones
think you.
too. Just the fact that they can juggle these properly.
But if you do add it to another skill, I don't think you reduce the stacks from 6. Because most super armors in this game it's a super armor and a CC whenever you have the stacks, you said. So that's a lot of
Right.
power in one ability. You really don't want it. It shouldn't be up every 15 seconds. It just shouldn't be. Sorry, Nyashi, I know you said 2 stacks. Every 14 seconds for a CC'd super armor is pretty outrageous to me. Like 40 seconds and that's the fact it's a CC.
On top of the rest of their kit, because it's
Yeah.
not like they don't have
More.
Dragon Bite and other shit. So.
Yeah.
But every like
I don't-
30, every 20, like 25, 30 seconds. Like 25 seems like a pretty good number.
So the one thing I don't understand, and maybe Nyashi covered it with you or tested it and showed it on stream, is they got Sticky Snowflake as one of their skills. They got Stigma and Sticky Snowflake. And
Yeah.
Sticky Snowflake doesn't have the 100% accuracy, which is
Yep.
the reason Maehwa's use that skill so much.
Uh-huh.
Now, is the damage increase on it like significant that they're okay with that, or has he tested that on anybody?
I'll quote Nyashi. Without the 100% accuracy on Sticky Snowflake, it's basically useless. I believe he said that at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which makes
yeah,
sense.
basically that.
Yeah, that
now,
one makes
he also
sense.
said, I can't for the life of me remember what ability it was, but he said they actually added 100% accuracy onto another ability. Maybe it was Decapitation. I don't remember. But he said they added 100% accuracy to another one of their abilities in succession. So
Right. Well, if that's true, then I mean, I guess you don't need 2. But then,
But you're making one.
why
why
would
is
you
Sticky
put?
Snowflake there in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it could have been. There's a million other skills that would have been
Yeah,
cooler
he
there.
asked the same thing. He asked the same question to himself, and I believe the answer he arrived to was basically like, I guess for the debuffs? Like, he literally said, like, I guess for
Yeah,
the
the
debuffs?
debuffs
I
are
don't know.
nice. The debuffs are nice, and if it does okay damage, it's still like, you can still use it in a combo, I guess. That's one of those ones that I was saying bugs me theme wise, going back to what you were talking about, is like, it's called Sticky Snowflake. I'm pretty sure the icon is blue, and the animation has nothing to do with
Back
ice
to the colors. Let's go.
whatsoever. Dude. Drives me nuts. All you had to do is make it blue. That's it.
Hey,
Dude,
ask
the
him
action-
at level
I-
62.
Who did?
No, Kyner killed. He's been leeching 62. My guild's full of apes, so I think it's a no. We don't do anything. You fucking merged for us last night. You understand nothing serious happens over here.
Yeah, I was in a 1v20 against Rehab while you guys were fighting Doom Horses at the base.
Whoa,
I remember
Rezlar
it
was
very well.
Rezlar's fun to do horses.
I was
gave up
fighting
on that.
Corazon, dude. He wouldn't get in that fucking flame tower.
Yeah, it was like, the old cliche, like the best offense is a good defense, but in Clash, it's the best offense is a good group of mercs.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hey man, having friends are important in Node Wars and stuff like that. Like,
Dude, Clash will never shy away from the fact that it's Merc carried. You ask
I
anybody,
never
they'll tell you
will.
straight up.
I'll tell people that all the time because I gotta watch. I get a lot of shit from like. I mean, this game's
But
about playing with. It's about playing with friends and stuff, and I got people that want to come over here and merc and have
I am
fun
going
with
to
me. I'm
defend
gonna
us,
love
though.
it.
I am going to defend us, though. And what Noah just said is the key point. We don't go out looking for mercs and begging for people to come fill our slots. People come to us and say, hey, we'd like to merc for you guys.
Yeah, we're just got off T1s. That Sunday I had 8. So Sunday we went back to T1s, T2s.
Yeah, like
Monday
we're not in the
people
merc
ask me to
Discord.
merc. I'm like, what?
We're not in the merc Discord like begging, like, oh, we have to hit cap. Please, somebody come merc for us so we can hit cap so we have a chance of winning. Like whoever wants to merc for us can merc for us, and that's whatever.
You can't have a bunch of mercs, but then also try to look down on people that ask for mercs. All right,
Yeah.
I will.
can't have it both ways. No, dude. Mercs are. I mean, as long as it's a part of the game, it gives you an advantage. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to do it just to be even now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the whole ordeal about that, also, right? Like, if I legitimately don't get mercs, it's stupid to think that, hey, I see someone that is whenever like Snake's not in Castle or BR, hey, look, this a 670 wizard is looking for a place to merc. I don't know him. I'm not going to PM him. I only really let people come in that are my friends usually, or that have been around. Like, someone else is going to have that merc, and there's a % chance I fight that merc tonight because other T2 guilds are going to recruit that man. Like, that's you have to recognize that whenever anyone says, hey, like,
Dude.
I remember, I think last night, like, I saw Dead GG was looking for someone to merc. It's like, okay, well, there's gonna be a 300 AP line flying around in some node war. Hopefully it's not mine. Like, I fought him on Wednesday already. It's like, I don't want to fight you again.
What were we talking about before we got on?
We were talking about Succession stuff.
Succession.
Then we went on to.
Specifically, how did we get here? I don't remember.
We just made a joke about Clash and merking and fighting. And
no, you said Astle hit 62. That's why.
Oh yeah, and then
it's all your
in the
fault.
guild, and then Frosty merking for us. Okay, yeah, I remember how we got here.
Yeah, we got really off on there. Let's go finish Succession.
Anyway, Nyashi's overall opinion seems to be that it's okay in its current state. He hopes that they make more use out of the stacking because it seems very interesting, and a couple little changes here or there will actually push it into being very, very good. So yeah, that's kind of his feelings on Maehwa. TLDR, Nyashi, you can correct me in the comments. I've probably butchered everything you said to me this morning. I apologize.
He should have wrote you a script.
Yeah, dude, I should have been taking notes, dude. Now, one of the things I did ask him, because I didn't actually realize this, and I don't know if we ever talked about it on podcast. There's no BSR skills in Succession.
I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever? Have we ever talked about that?
Except the 100%. Except the 100%.
Yeah,
like
but the 10, the 25, and the 50.
Yeah.
Like there's no 10, 25, and 50, which is kind of a big deal for a lot of classes because, like, me and Aishi were talking about it, and we were both agreed that, like, if you think a Sork is going to give up BSR Grim for Succession, you're out of your fucking mind.
Dude. Let's go. Wait, I can't use Black Hole. That's my block.
But I'm still hoping. I'm holding out hope that Sork Succession they get a rapid fire Dream of Doom where they just hold it and it just spams Dream of Dooms over and over and over again.
Fuck everything else about this class, dude. Only thing I can do anyway is Dream of Doom.
No, it's gonna be like what's that one ulti in Mage Quit where it just shoots out like a million fireballs randomly?
Actually, just called Firestorm, I think, or Spitfire.
Yeah, Firestorm. It's gonna be Dream of Doom, Storm Doom, just
it's like 40 of them, just one-shotting people.
Yeah,
fantastic.
You know the Ranger skill that charges up and then it shoots like 50 arrows in a row.
Yeah, dude.
If they don't do something in Succession to Dream of Doom, I'll be like minorly upset. The skill is super strong the way it is. Not saying it's not, but
it's so strong.
I
hope they don't do anything. I hope they do something to the less interesting skills to make them more interesting. Because Dream of Doom is fine.
I want Crowflare to have something done to it or something. And freaking
dude, Sinister Omen, man. Let's see that skill do something.
No one uses Sinister Omen.
Yeah, exactly.
Shard Explosion. Anybody?
Shard Explosion. The shot that actually does do damage if people still using 1v1s.
Yeah, you still using 1v1s against, especially against evasion.
I think that's the only pre-awakened Sork ability I know besides Dark Flame.
I can see that.
Yeah, I want to see like Black Wave and Claws of Darkness, like all these skills that no one uses. I want to see those.
Chris
get
BMs on
cool
me with
changes.
Dark Flame or Black Wave all the time. That's his 1v1 BM ability. I fucking hate him. Fuck you, Chris.
Feels bad, dude.
Like make yeah, make Mark a Shadow a grab. A ranged grab.
I wish
you know
if they do something to Mark a Shadow, I hope they make it like Chain Lightning where it stiffens because like at max it does do movement speed slow, which isn't actually horrible.
You would see every berserker selling their crescent rings for Mark of Shadows just to get 2 extra grabs to troll people.
No.
Mark of Shadow is a Sork name.
Not Mark of Shadow the item. Too. Oh god.
Do what if gear in the game gave you additional skill set effects like in Diablo
Dude,
and shit like that?
I've always said that would be sick.
I mean, I think we talked about this last night or
It'd be
earlier,
complicated.
right? More diversity and just build paths and stuff like that. But
Yeah, Rezlar's not for it, dude. He hates diversity. He doesn't want anyone to have any fun. He just wants Zerker to be strong, and that's all.
XD.
wait, are we? Hold up, before we continue on, are we done with session talk? Can we continue talking about like this, or?
I think so. Is that everything?
Yeah. All right. Overall opinion. All right. And now that you've seen all these classes, I guess let's go. You're a
Yeah, I'm a
Sork
Sork.
right now. Rezlar, you're a Zerker, potentially a warrior, potentially a witch, and I'm a Sork, potentially a ninja who is a ninja, potentially a Kuno.
Yeah. By the way, Noah,
And
Frosty. You know how Frosty was a
potentially-
Sork last night?
He reroll?
He's a ninja now.
Dude. You want? Okay, hold up. I'll read my DMs from this hoe this morning, last night. By the way, you ready for this DM, dude?
You owe me coupons, dude.
You want to come on podcast tomorrow in exchange for reroll coupons? Why do you think I'm here right now? No, just kidding.
Thank you for the ninja coops, dude.
But I thought
He said, "Nah, I'm good," or something like that. He like gave me a
I was just, lol, no, I'm fine. And he's like, no, just kidding, but you want to come on? I said, sure. It's pretty funny. I was like, this guy just asked for me to pay to go on the podcast.
Hell
I
yeah,
don't
dude.
fuck-
You gotta start exploiting this shit. I don't get anything out of it, dude.
And before
Come on, man.
Sneagle wins.
Oh,
I just get people running up to me calling me gamer words, and that's it.
Gamer words, dude.
but
Yeah, I had someone actually just recently. I killed them like 8 times. Like actually 8 times. Yeah, I think it was at Blood Wolves. They were an archer. I was fighting them like a bunch of fucking times. Killed them. They were in a ghillie suit, and then randomly they came up not in a ghillie suit. I killed him again, and then he said, "Tell Rezlar he's a fucking bitch," and I was like, "Okay."
yes. So wait, okay. Since I
It's
asked, like,
funny-
wait, go ahead. I'll let
Oh,
you
go
go
ahead.
first. No, you first. It's your podcast. You first, man.
I was just gonna say it's funny, like when you occasionally run into people who watch the podcast, like fighting in the war last night. There was like a Musa or somebody like running around the base, and I went out and killed him. And then as I was walking away, I just see in general chat it says, "Hey, love the podcast." It's like, "Hey, thanks, man."
It's like the most random thing. I actually see it in chat sometimes when we're actually just notating. It's just someone says, "Hey, Rezlar, you're in Clash." It's like, wow.
Dude, I had I was murking in Legatum, and we were against. Fuck, I can't remember, and I feel bad now. But this one Zerker, I would just 1v1 them, and they legit would Q buff just me. And he did it to me like 4 times in the war, and right after he killed me with Q buff, he typed in all caps with an exclamation point for the podcast.
For the podcast.
And I'm like, why am I getting griefed? Like, why
Oh,
are you
dude,
wasting
yeah,
your Q buff on one person,
You're
dude?
kind-
I paid that
man.
guy. I paid that guy to do that. Actually, appreciate it, man.
Mhm.
But wait, Rezlar, against gear, like more gear build pass and stuff like that?
No, he's memeing.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell?
I'm
First
literally the biggest advocate for diversity like this
Yeah.
game has probably ever seen. I'm literally the person who came up with
Okay,
the idea
yeah.
of like having separate passive trees that would allow you to either go like DPS, tank, utility,
Yeah.
healer, things like that.
Come on, man. Oh, can we talk about the family tree thing that they announced, or are we saving that for another day until we get more information?
Well,
I don't think we
yeah,
know
we're gonna
enough
save it
about
'cause-
it.
Okay. Then we'll ignore that. Like, I'll
Yeah.
let you guys talk about that later.
I want to wait until it's officially like English.
I like how
so I
that's the
know
point.
what
I was like, no, it's like you gotta wait for it to be in English before we talk about it.
Yeah, that's the
As
thing.
we talk about Maehwa
Uh,
Musa Succession, and I can't read any of it.
I do want to talk in our little rundown here. We're supposed to talk about Kratuga, but I want to talk about the UI first.
Okay.
I think we should talk about
It
the
sucks.
UI. So you hate the UI?
I think some
It
stuff is
sucks.
okay, and I think talking
Um,
NPCs is pretty bad. I think some stuff's okay. I hate the storage not being. I hate that's not 8 storage links wide. I hate that's 9 now. That's my
Yeah, I
opinion on
don't
it.
get that honestly. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That part doesn't really bother me. The only part that really bothers me is like talking to NPCs. Like getting church buffs is like a pain now, and it should not be. Like I don't get why it's so complicated.
Now, is it a pain because you're not used to it? Because it's only 2 clicks.
Well, yeah.
Like before it
used to
was
just be-
RR, now it's QR. Right? Or WR or whatever.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I mean, here's the thing. I've been fighting with people about the UI forever. So, one, I know everyone keeps saying like it's a console UI ported over to PC, but it was a PC UI ported over to console and then ported back to PC. That's literally what it was. Because like when you see, like, do you remember Anthem, Rez?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a console UI on a PC. That was like that was clearly designed for a controller. Like this is literally just drop down menus and lists. Like it's all it really is. So I don't hate it as much as everyone else, but there are a lot of things that are really stupid and either need to get fixed or something. As an example, when I'm enhancing the enhancement window, I'm gonna do
on
this.
the left side.
I'm recording this. I'm gonna do this. It pops up on the left side every single time, no matter what. And you move it to the center, and then you leave, and then you re-pop out the Black Spirit, and go to enhancement again. And wait, why is it in the middle now? Okay, fuck this game.
You got trolled, dude.
Is it? Maybe it's every time you change characters because I'm like fail stacking when I notice it. But yeah, it's like it should just always be where you leave it. I don't know. That shit annoys the fuck out of me. I actually never noticed the 9 wide slot storage. I didn't even know.
Yeah, so just Silent submitted a ticket. Someone in my guild submitted a ticket about it, asking for them to refund his last 3 spots at least, so it could be even.
Stupid. Oh god.
I say it, but I love the man, so I can't hate him.
I do hate. What was the? Oh, when you here, let me see. I mean, you guys can't see this, but when you loot something, the UI is
wide. No, right?
No, well, it's wider, so it's a little bit jarring, but like I can get used to that. Oh, I clicked R too fast.
Yeah, same.
Need to kill a pack. It's like uneven on one side. So on the left side, it has UI.
Don't tell me this. I don't want to look at it.
Yeah,
now.
dude. And on the right side, there's like the space is cut off. It's fucking weird, and that part drives me nuts, dude.
Now I gotta go find a sheep to kill real quick.
Another thing is it needs to be resizable. I think a lot of people that hate it would be happy if it was resizable. On my monitor, for whatever reason, the size is fine. It looks okay to me. But on people with 1080p or people with 4K, a lot of them are complaining that it's either way too big if they're on 1080p or way too small if they're 4K. So yeah, that needs to be adjustable.
One thing that I don't like about it, and this isn't really like a big complaint, but just kind of like a slightly annoying thing. I feel like whenever you're like interacting with an NPC or talking to your Black Spirit or whatever, your shit is so much lower than it used to be. It kind of bothers me.
What do you mean lower?
It kind of used to be like in the middle of the screen almost, and now it's like at the very bottom, like touching the bottom of my monitor.
You mean like when I pull out the Black Spirit, his list of options are at the way bottom now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas they used to be higher up. I know that's a small complaint, and I'll get to it eventually, but like it's still just kind of like annoying because my eyes instantly go to like kind of the middle of the screen because your eyes just kind of normally drift to the middle of the screen, right? And then I have to go, oh wait, shit, it's down here.
Because it used to be like the bottom 1/3 line, let's say. If that makes sense. Like if you put your screen to 3 parts, it was like between the second and the third part of it. And now it's at like the very freaking bottom. It's like,
There are some cool things. So I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip if you don't already know. I'm gonna do this on the recording here too. So the hotkey aspect of it, I think, is really, really.
Don't
really
encourage
good.
what I think you're about to encourage.
I'm about to encourage it, dude. I'm sorry, but I think the hotkey aspect of it in general, just getting through the UI. If there's anyone that uses like Windows professionally, or at work, or like works in spreadsheets, like just being able to use hotkeys to get through stuff, or if you do video editing or audio editing, like hotkeys like literally changes your workflow like crazy. And I think the same thing will be true here as long as they don't change what the hotkeys are all the time. They leave it the way it is, because right now when you press escape, you can do any of the F keys to jump to a setting, and then all the sub settings are just a number key. So I can press like F1 and then the number 6, and I can see monster rank, which I don't even know what that is, but whatever. or I can go character beauty by just pressing F2 and then 6 or whatever, so on and so forth. You could do that, and then you can pin your recents.
How do
So
you pin the recents? People keep saying this. I don't really
yeah,
see.
so when all of your recents, when you're looking at the list, you right click it and then you click lock menu, and then to unpin you click unlock menu.
Wait, do you use new escape menu or do you use the new?
Yeah.
Oh, I use the old one. Maybe that's why. This makes
Yeah,
more sense.
well,
Like,
you don't even have a recents on there, dude. Of course
exactly.
not.
That's why everyone keeps saying. I'm like, what the fuck is everyone talking about? I've always used the old UI escape menu.
Same.
Right. So there's a pro tip for Rezlar and others.
God damn it.
You can now pin escape, so you don't have to click it. So I know a lot of people use the old UI, even if they don't like the old UI. A lot of them use it because escape is right in the middle. Like it puts it like in the dead center, so you can click it really easily. So on here, if you press escape to bring up the menu, you go to character and you use the escape that's on number 9 there, not the one at the top, but you use at the very bottom under character number 9. It'll pop up in your recents, and then you can right click and pin it to recents. So I have mine on 3. So if I press escape 3 space, it'll literally escape me like instantly.
I hope you get this nerfed because I hate escaping.
Yeah,
Dude,
I want everybody to start doing this so that it gets so abused that they have to remove escape as a function.
I mean, in the
Same.
old menu, it's already fast. This is just like
yeah.
Yeah, and it's
You
already
sent me
annoying,
that
and
clip.
now you're encouraging it to be more annoying and more prevalent.
I mean,
people
you
already
can only
do
use
it,
it once
though.
every 15 minutes or whatever anyway. It's not like...
Not Nodeware has no cooldown.
No, it definitely has a cooldown because we were using it to go to that... Remember, we were using it to go to that...
Trust
that
me,
town?
I died more than you did last night, and it did not have a 15-minute cooldown.
Well, it wasn't letting me like go there every time. Like sometimes it would tell me like this is not available. So I was resing in the town instead of going to the fort.
Yeah, but if
It like legit says this function is not currently available. Like, yeah, I don't know what the cooldown is. Maybe it's 5 minutes, like emergency escape cooldown or something.
But like,
But I don't
escape legitimately, which people use it for, is what V used to be. And
yeah, that's the problem.
that's the problem, right? Like they should just bring back old V.
Yeah.
Like, because like a 3-minute get out of jail free card is absolutely fine in my opinion. Like, but the fact being is it's not being used for that. I did hear one time they were nerfing it to make it so that you don't teleport instantly. It's like you have to wait a few seconds, but then I don't know what's even happening with that anymore. I hope that all is true, not just rumors that you hear, just like everything else in this game. But now I'm sounding like Rezlar and just complaining.
Yeah, dude, you're just a curmudgeon.
Dude, I love this game though.
I don't know. So the hotkey stuff. Overall, I don't hate the UI. My other big problem with it is that I really dislike that whenever they do these new UIs or changes, they don't just give us everything. They always give us half of it and then the other half at a different time. So now, like, when I click, so if I press escape and click edit UI, I'm in escape. This menu is new. Like all this stuff looks new, whatever, it's cool. And then I click edit UI and it gives me the old interface. And it's like,
Yeah.
why? Why do I have to have both?
I don't know. I
It's
don't
so
understand why
weird.
they don't just always leave in the C mode or whatever the hell you want to call it. Just like, hey, let me use the old stuff if I want to.
Yeah, well, I think their whole thing was that they didn't want to invest any time developing it. If there's a bug or whatever, they just want literally nothing to do with it anymore. So I agree. I wish they would, but they had a reason for not doing it. But then they still leave pieces of the old one, so then it's even worse. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But overall, I think like if they finish it and can fix the quirks, I think it'll be fine. And people get used to it. And then if they change the UI again in a year and a half, everyone will be like, no, but we love this one.
You know what though, dude? I haven't heard anyone say I'm quitting the game over the new UI. Everyone's complaining about it. It's like if you hate it enough, it'll make you quit the game. Like not telling people to quit, obviously, but like that's always my problem is people like complaining a lot about stuff in this game. And
I think
people always complain, and then it's like if you hate it enough, you'll just quit playing.
What do you think about the square icons? The more sharpened edges.
I like it, so
I like that part too.
I know I saw some people were saying they didn't like it as much, but I think it just looks more defined. So
yeah, it looks more clean. You know what's so funny in this game is like with the graphics, or like it's considered one of the best graphics, right? And like for like an MMO, and like the abilities are smooth and the animations are nice and the speed is fast. And then like if you look at the icons for a gear, it's so lazy. It's actually hilarious. They're tiny little icons like these boots. This boot, the boot is so little. Everything is so small. It's like
As I'm
actually
looking at a
stupid.
short sword, I'm like, God, this thing is the smallest icon known to man. Actually, just
Yeah.
looks like 2
You
chopsticks.
can't even like highlight it and make it bigger. It still stays small in the screen. It's hilarious to me.
It's actually so true. So much stuff in this game is just, I don't know, just like small. Like they defined some stuff so well, and then other stuff is just not to standard. I guess.
Rezlar's been quiet to a point that he's probably being griefed right now.
No.
Am I right?
No, he's
Am I
just
being
upset that we're white knighting the game, and he's upset with the game.
Well, I mean, I give legitimate complaints. There's definitely problems. I don't
just
think it's
personally
perfect.
don't give two shits about the UI, honestly. Like,
yeah,
there's aspects of it that I don't like, but I don't really care that much about it. Like,
Right,
it's
that's the thing.
whatever.
Like,
wait, were you?
the outrage has been crazy.
Did you look at the first day in guild chat, Rezlar? Fucking.
Oh yeah,
people were just-
everybody was, dude. Izu was literally going into paint and pointing out with red arrows all the shit he didn't like about the UI. He's like, "This is mismatched. This is catty corner. This is fucked." Like,
and people were typing it in all caps. I'm like, oh, why you guys typing all caps? They're like, we're on strike. I'm like, what the hell is happening in my guild chat? You guys are freaking apes. I have to type in all caps to make sure they know that they're on strike. Anyways, I don't got much else to say about the UI.
Yeah.
no,
I like it.
I need more content.
Do I like it?
Another
Yes,
thing
I
I
do
do
like
love-
it. Do I think it's better
Wait,
than the other one?
here-
No.
Here's another thing I actually love about it. I think the enhancement UI and the way like the animations look in there are fucking
Dude,
awesome.
I failed to try distortion. And I was like, that looked cool still, even though I failed it.
Yeah, I failed Pendimetry a bunch of times, and
Didn't somebody on like the first day of the
it.
new UI go for like pin something and then they failed and they were like, "I don't like the new UI."
Yeah, that stuff was on Reddit, dude. That was hilarious.
Yeah. One of our listeners, Ponalism, posted his. He said the new enhancement UI is pretty good, and it was him succeeding Pendimetry with it.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
Fucking guy did. All right, we can move on from the UI. I think it's fine.
It's not gonna make or break the game. It's gonna be there, and people are gonna move on and get used to it. That's just
the last UI we had, everyone hated too. So like actually,
and now we're defending it.
And now everyone wishes they had it. So
that's when BDO faces its existential crisis on the 15th.
Oh, Arcade.
Why? Oh yeah.
This guy.
When Arcade comes out and kills Classic WoW and BDO in one fell swoop.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm. I'll be thoroughly impressed by the game.
All right. Kratuga.
Advanced Harash. Got it.
Harash. Hazra, dude. Hazra.
Hazra, what the fuck it's called?
No, not Hashra. Hazra.
Dude, it's like hash browns. Who cares?
What the fuck?
Oh, God, hold on, wait. Let me look. We need to be clear on this.
Hazra.
It is. It's Hazra, yeah.
Right.
It's
I'm just
Hasrah. Brutal owns the node.
Noah's just being Noah. He doesn't know his left from his right, his east from his west.
Every way's north. But
yeah. So have you guys grinded there at all? Either of you?
Yes.
Nope. I have not. Actually,
You did, yes?
Yes.
you're on that first day, actually.
That surprises me actually, like a lot.
Do the mobs get pushed around? Hold up, this is the best question as a sword player. Do the mobs get
Some
pushed?
of them.
Okay.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
The small ones, dude. They're really small ones.
So
By what? Oh, like knockback?
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I violation the mobs, do they get pushed? Like
No.
I went there on Sork. You can group them up and they
that's
stay
what I'm
grouped up for you.
The tiny little like fucking raccoon looking things, those get knocked back.
Yeah, they move a little bit when you hit them, but they die really fast.
Yeah. It's
compared
not
to
the
other.
big ones that matter don't get knocked back or anything, so it's
Yeah.
With
It's not like Ackman. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah, I
why
was
you're
asking
asking.
if it's
Because in
like-
Ackman, Sork fucking
I will
sucks
say-
because the mobs fly around him.
so people are like giving the new players like a lot of credit for like really good 10 grad earring drops, and obviously the market price has gone down a bit. But I'm wondering if it also has to do with the fact that we just have spoiler on the time we're recording, the fact that there's still a drop event going on, and that if it's just
Yeah.
50%, having Arsha on every channel is actually just making it drop. People are saying like 2 earrings an hour type of thing.
Haven't gotten. So I did 4 hours and I got 2 earrings. But my problem is that I didn't get a single crystal, and I used a loot scroll for 2 of those
I heard
hours.
someone say that the
Plus the
crystals
drop
are insane drop rate.
Like
yeah, like
rare?
rare. Like supposedly in Korea they say like 300 mil in the marketplace, like the finished crystal does. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. See, I could see that because look, like I'm looking at the. Hold on, let me pop this up.
What is it even called?
It's
Does it start with a K?
What is the crystal for our
Yeah.
peeps out there who don't know?
The crystal is called Crystal of Elkar. It's one of the new drops there, but basically it's a precision crystal that gives plus 12 accuracy instead of plus 8, and it still has a
Plus 10 ignore.
10% ignore or resist. But the thing is about it is like the total number of trades is so low.
Because
After now it's been out for what, 3-4 days since Wednesday? No, since Tuesday. We got the patch early. There's been only 7 sold
look at
total.
okay, it's put you have to get the L car, which has unknown value. 2 force users is 10 mil, then 10 magical shards is another 10 mil. Like it's 20 mil if you're buying the things, obviously. And if you know it's going up in
Yeah.
price because everyone wants it, like why not hold on to mine? Same thing that happened with corrupted crystals, right? They hit that point where everyone's like, okay, time to unload on my 6 I have, and now corrupteds are down at 28 mil.
True.
Instead of
I just want them.
yeah. I mean I want them too, but
I want my 8 accuracy, dude.
what about the latents thing? What do you guys think about that though? Like there's the
Okay, do you guys understand the mechanics of that? I haven't watched any guide on how
So,
it works.
from my understanding is it's kind of like, I mean, your grinding blood was like, it's kind of like whenever the group of mobs spawn, it's kind of like just a random spawn that has like a
Right.
very high chance of dropping, or it used to be like very high. I remember on test labs, there's a 100% chance it would drop a latent.
Yeah, now it's 10%.
believe it
But
is
here's
10.
the thing.
Yeah.
The thing I don't understand is how do you even get to the latent? So like when you're grinding, you'll get this notification that says threat level increase, blah blah blah, and you'll see the whole room will start flashing red, which is cool. Like Rez, you talked about this, like adding new mechanics like this in the game, and it's pretty cool that they have it. But I don't know, like a bunch of packs of mobs spawn that all have like lightning effects around them, and you go start killing the mobs. There's no timer, there's no other information. I kill the mobs as quick as I can, and then the room stops flashing, and nothing happens. I don't get the latent. I don't get any extra packs of mobs. I don't really know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, as I said, I haven't grinded there. I've heard good things about it. I mean, the weird thing is I find it's AP capped, I believe I heard, which is very
Weird and needs to be
very.
tested.
I don't know what to think about that anymore, right?
Yeah, I have no idea. It's
I mean,
it needs to be like thoroughly tested.
Then I heard the mobs are as hard as Ackman, they hit as hard as Hysteria or something like that. And I was like, okay, that doesn't sound bad. I know Kevin.
No, the mobs are squishy. They're way more squishy than Ackman or
okay.
Hysteria. Like way
That's
more.
good then.
But they do hit
There's
kind of
somewhere-
hard. Like they hit harder
No
than
comment
Hysteria and
accurate
Ackman.
either, but
They're somewhere between Ackman and Mantrons.
okay.
You mean as like how hard they are to
Yes,
kill?
how tanky they are, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because
good though.
they're
Yeah.
not quite as
But-
squishy as Mantrons, but they're easier than Ackman.
So if you weren't AP captures, it'd be like flying through them actually.
Yes.
Okay, so that's good that they did that.
I don't.
Where's all the snake boys at?
I mean,
Are they
that
all
part
playing
is
Arcade and not grinding there to give us the number of results?
I mean, what? I don't know. The AP cap thing is weird because like they didn't ever say I had an AP cap,
Yeah.
but people are saying like based on their trash per hour. Like I've only been able to get to 4,900 my highest hour with the loot scroll, and so I don't know, but everyone gets around the same trash also at History, so I don't.
History
Yes,
AP cap
the mobs are-
confirmed?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we'll
man,
never
fuck.
know, right? That's like, is everything just AP capped in the end? Who knows?
Right.
Cicada, AP cap.
I don't know. You go tell me, Rezlar, okay? With your 301
Well, I
DP.
guess you could go on global labs and just see how much damage you do to them, right? If the damage number that pops up is low, it's capped, right?
I guess so.
Is that how that would work? I don't know.
I'm not a tester necessarily. Because why would I?
Anyway, the spot is fun. It's like kind of cool.
Do you think it's good that it's just more
I
tongue red
guess.
earrings in the marketplace and shit like that though? Like, because it is like the default soft cap accessory. Because witch earrings aren't necessarily witches aren't good enough anymore. Like it's tongue reds is your soft cap spot. Still, even with TED accessories being meta.
They dropped so much in price, dude. Tongue red earrings right now are 75 mil.
Yeah, which is I think that's good though, right? Is it good? It depends on what. Okay, like okay, you obviously have more viewer than even I do. You just want money to maybe buy shit or buy Caphras, so you want the more money. But if you look at it from a player with lower GS Rezlar perspective, you would want to be able to buy the earrings faster or get the earrings easier. Because remember, you just have to wait for fine accessory boxes every freaking month before. Like you had to wait your 1 day on old marketplace to buy all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, right now, think about this though. It's at 74 mil, and in this maintenance, we're gonna get a fine accessory box and a tongue rod.
Yep. For the people who
remember no,
turn in
you
their
keep
accessories.
throwing this shade at me, and yet I think if you looked at the war scores last Saturday, man,
hey man, I'm pretty sure no one with guild fucking talks during Nodor besides me, so I got a fucking intent 40 times.
No, Saturday, friend, Saturday.
You're Zerker and Siege, you cheat.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah, dude. 100%. Has to be it.
I almost outfragged you on defense last night. You beat me by 1
dude,
kill.
How about this, dude? Tonight, we'll find out who's better, me or you.
Okay, no problem. Easy.
Sounds good.
Yo, Frosty, feed me rage.
I could.
BSR people on repeat.
My ult's not my favorite.
You're a ninja now, Frosty. You don't need that stuff. It's useless to you.
Yeah, I forgot you rerolled since last night already. I keep thinking you're a Sork still. Did you have the mindset last night that if you were on Ninja, you could have won the 1v20 instead of dying on Sork?
No.
I thought that was your. I was like,
no.
man, dude.
I would have done worse in that situation, honestly. I have a lot of work to do on Ninja. I'm so bad at it still. I just need to like learn it
my judgment,
more. Sit down and actually practice.
Skills so scuffed because, well, I guess it doesn't matter to you. I don't know if you obviously know Frosty. I dropped GM so I can merc Siege, and I moved it to an alt account. I still own the guild. F everyone who says I don't. I want to like merc Siege and have fun. So like I would jump into like 10 people, BSR Grim. I'm like, and you're all still alive, frick. I'm like, that didn't work as planned. You guys are tankier. PAs are there. I'm like, nothing works as planned as much as.
Thank you for using frick. We try to keep this podcast family friendly.
Yeah, man. I noticed like I was wondering that whenever we started. I'm like, I forget. Like it's something I don't notice is people cussing. So whenever you introduced and said you legitimately told everyone to fuck off or something like that, I was like, well then, dude, that's how we're starting this.
Yeah, there's like one guy who can't listen to it at work. That's it. So it's fun. It's surprising how considerate people are though, because a lot of I would probably say most of our guests say right before we start, they're like, oh, by the way, can I cuss, or like what's the deal with that? It's like, yeah, dude, we don't give a shit.
I was wondering. I was observing your guys' speech before we got in here, just to verify.
Observing, huh?
Dude,
sticking.
I don't use cuss words.
Well, Rezlar does.
XD. They say cussing makes you smarter, I think.
Okay. Can we get back on video and not a stupid 5-year-old topic?
I think we're done. Aren't we?
Oh no, are we?
We got comments.
Yeah, I think that's all. That's all the main stuff. We got comments, and that's it.
Noah, do you want to stick around with us for comments, or do you want to bounce?
Dude, I'll stay around for. If I mean, does it make a sound whenever I leave the Discord call? Like, if if I leave during
It
comments.
does, but it doesn't matter to us, dude.
Okay, then
The sound
okay,
doesn't
I'll
matter,
stay.
yeah.
I'll stay for a bit. Oh yeah, I got nothing else to do. I'm just
don't let the dreaded doo scare you from dropping away. Okay, it's fine if you want to.
Yeah,
No.
you're not actually
Wait,
on national
before we go to
TV.
comments, Frosty, have you ever done T1 Knowers? Because I remember.
Mm-mm. Nope, not since they changed them.
Interesting. I was just wondering. I didn't ask you that last night since we came back.
I'm testing your theory now if I'm supposed to stay still against this
Some
Garmon.
It drops
people
you.
never struggle,
Oh,
Noah.
I didn't move, and he
Okay,
didn't
alright.
drop me
Okay,
boxes.
well, I got nothing. Some people never struggle. Is that what you said about dropping the T1s?
Yeah,
some
dude, some
people
people never struggle.
Some people just don't shoot their own guild in the foot 12 times. I want to move GM.
I
I
mean,
want payout. Okay, bye.
I have a better question, Noah. Why the fuck did we move down to T1s when we couldn't even swap the GM to the alt yet because it was still a fucking apprentice?
Because we invited a what was it? What was the whole ordeal? Like I invited a different account and people want to try it. Like Kevin, he wanted to try it, then he like didn't show up after he decided it was garbage. I'm like, you're an ape. But people want to try it and shit. And I mean, it's something different. Like a weird part of BDO is like experiencing all aspects of the game and doing all aspects, grinding, life skilling, siege, node war. Like I've always heard T1s are cool, and like you see the Sunday node war, it's like Alejandro Farm or something like that. It's like 13 forts. We dropped. I mean, you came to that node war, Rezlar. Like
Yeah, we
13
killed like
forts dropped.
7 guilds or
We
something.
actually killed 7 forts. It's like you just run it. But then
Was it fun?
It was.
That
It was
sounds
really
fun.
fun.
it was pretty fun. Like you have to understand. Like there's something I didn't understand right away, but Rezlar pointed out to me was it is gear capped and stuff. So there's people who are newer to the game and they join T1 guilds because it's gear capped because they don't even meet the gear rec of a T1 medium, which is like 250, 290.
Right.
And then
So you're just fucking
in your
bopping
bob, and
babies.
you got your gems. You got like human. Like you running
Yeah.
human damage elixirs. You're used to PvPing and like surviving and higher. Like you have to recognize that when you're on T1s, you really just don't die very often. Like I think on that like 13, like 10, 13 forts, I had 2 deaths the whole time because
Yeah.
like I'm like 3.5k HP on a T1. You can't get one comboed very easily, and since I'm a Sork, you just iframe. So it's kind of like if you were Devios and Siege, but all the time.
Yeah,
So
because it was kind of bothering me how, and I mean, I love the guy, and I'm glad he was having so much fun. And bless his heart, I hope he's feeling better now. But it was kind of bothering me how like Zero was like talking shit, like
Yeah.
not in chat, but like in Discord about the
Yeah.
guilds we were fighting. And
Yeah.
he was like, "We're gear matched. We're equal gear. We're just so much better." And I'm like, "Okay, it is a gear capped, but it's not gear matched. You got to keep that in mind. Like, there's,
Yeah.
I guarantee you, some of these guilds we're fighting where it just seems so easy. It's because they're running around with like 170 AP and like 210 DP,
Yeah.
and
And,
we're
like,
like literally maxed. You know, we're capped, and then some.
Yeah, and then like you're running human damage, which doesn't apply to T1s, and then you push over brackets and you're hitting harder, and it's just as much as you want to say your gear match, it doesn't even feel that way really. Like
Yeah,
people
I
out
mean,
there
the
min maxing
important
I was
thing-
PM'd by some of the better T1 guilds I know, and they're like telling me stuff because like, oh, you guys are gonna be down here for a while, and I kind of just gave them the rundown. I'm like, I'm just here to kind of meme around until I can swap GM over.
Yeah, the main thing is the difference between gear capped and gear matched, right? Like that's a very, very big difference. So you always have to kind of keep that in mind. That T1s, they feel better than T2s if you're kind of lower geared. You're not like, pushing 270 something because it's gear capped, but it's not gear matched. So the people who are really, really low, they aren't being brought up to you. So. And you're not being brought down to them necessarily. So
Correct.
gotta keep that in mind.
And it's even like a numbers thing. Like even that again, you can tell like numbers just like in every node war. If you're down in numbers, it feels bad.
Yeah.
And even like some minor things that you notice more in T1s is like base placements and like that node where we fought 4 bases that were built next to a house and we just stood on top of the house and people axe from like it's like the small things you gotta you know, it's from being. I mean, I never did T1s before. I was straight to T2s whenever they swapped the first node war time. Whenever my guild was baby, we went straight to T2s. So like, I did a lot of learning back then. But it's like, I played around like the time my guild came through whenever like He was coming around and Vixens was still there, and then I think Ascendance helped me a lot, which is like all in the past now, obviously. But you have to kind of learn a lot really fast as like a GM, and some of these like guilds on T1s are just fresh new guilds. Like you question what they actually know about Node Wars, but you can't shit talk them because
Like that one guild, that one guild we fought, or the entire war that we were there, like hour and like 20 minutes or something. They never started their flag.
Exactly. It's something like that. Like people like. I remember the very first node where I did. I thought you stood next to a recovery center to get healed by it. This is like whenever I first came back to the game. I'm like, why isn't this thing healing me, dude?
Dude,
Like, why isn't this happening?
Dude, none of us are even healing. Are you guys getting any heals? I'm not
like,
getting shit.
Why can't I hit R this thing and heal? Like,
dude, I remember we didn't know how to get the flag out, so we made the flag factory for the first time, and we're like, all right, we have a flag factory, and like I'm looking for menus, I'm looking through settings, I'm like looking for just the flag. I'm like, dude, we have the flag factory. How the fuck do we get a flag? Like, how do you do it? And then like it took like 2 wars, and I finally figured out you can grab the flag from the factory and then start a new one. I was like, all right, awesome. And then I didn't know what that meant either, so I had like 5 wars later, I had like 4 flags in my inventory that I never put down because I had no idea they were even in my inventory.
like, I always wish.
I'm like, oh god.
Because like you gotta like. Obviously, we all like BDO. We try to keep like we enjoy playing. The hardest part about this game is new players playing the game, and I wish like some of those guilds would reach out a bit more. Like, if anyone's out there that doesn't really play this game much, feel free to reach out to me. Xbox, PlayStation, I don't care. I'll talk to you about the game. Like, you gotta try to like help people in this game. The way people like the community is the one thing keeping this game alive, but it's also the one thing that shit talks the game the most. Like our published developer, I guess. Like, yeah, we're not getting the class balancing we want, but try to help each other. Like, I guess this is like my final spiel for the podcast here is like, we're a community. We do this like even like the Siege podcast. You hear all the guilds shit talk each other, but like in the end, they're all laughing about. They're all having fun. You got to remember you're playing a video game. You got to try to have fun playing this game, which is like the hardest thing to do whenever enhancing sucks and all this other stuff sucks. But you got to try to help each other. You got to try to have fun. The game is a solo player game that just has other people running around you because when's the last time you can't play it or play a trade? So like, I guess that's just trying what I'm getting at. It's like I wish these T1 guilds would be like, hey, can someone help me with this? Like, what do we need to do better? Like, I'm no by means the best player in this game or even the best shot caller or GM. I do things that are wrong. I had people that tell me I'm just a 20-year-old who can't run a guild, which I am a 20-something-year-old who can't run a guild. But like, people need to be kind of more open about stuff. Even like the stupid thing of people try to hide what node they're on sometimes. Like, I understand some guilds are stronger than you. You don't want to fight them. Like, I don't want to fight siege guilds whenever I node war. But be like, hey, what node are you on tonight? We really don't want to fight you, or like yada yada yada. Like, try to, or hey, we want to strength test against you. Like, I had a guild PM me that. It's like, people need to kind of be more open in the game, I feel. But everyone would rather just hide behind secrets and lies and backstabbing because it's gonna benefit me and my guild more. But then your guild dies because you're lying and lying and lying.
Noah, who hurt you?
Yeah, dude. What's up with this Jerry Springer's final words going on here?
Dude, it's not. It's just the fact that like. So what it is? It's like, okay, Rezlar, the other day you bitched like twice in RBF, and you're just ranting, and someone afterwards like, Rezlar's not happy with this game, and I'm like, I understand where it's coming from. It's the fact though is like, why do you guys do this? Like the podcast, it's content for the community. Why? Because you like the community, you care about the community, you have good ideas. It's like, sadly, some of the ideas never be implemented. Yada yada. But,
yeah, well, I mean, You can make this argument about any MMO.
Exactly, you really can.
But this game really is community carried. I don't think anybody that I know anyway would still be playing this game if they didn't have the friends that they have around them. You
Exactly.
know?
Like I started this game with 5 IRL friends, and now I run a guild, and now there's like 30 of us who play other games together, and we do everything else together. And then new players come in, and they're playing other games with us, and it feels good to like be building a community. Obviously, that's what a guild is. It should just be a community. Obviously, some people run it like a freaking company, but
Like
that's not how I do it.
I got very lucky, just by chance, I suppose, really, or maybe just destiny that I followed Akihiko. I don't know, but like joining Clash and like finding a bunch of people that I actually enjoyed hanging out with and being around after leaving a guild with a bunch of people that I enjoyed hanging out and being around. Like I left Hex thinking like, dude, I'm probably not gonna find another guild like Hex that's super chill, and I'm like, I consider myself to be friends with everybody. And
Yep.
then the very first guild I joined after having a small stint of just sitting on my own, I'm like, holy shit, this place is fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the credit.
Sorry, for the record, you didn't leave X. You left Versatile.
I love
Oh.
That's true. We don't talk about that phase, Frosty.
We don't talk about. It was a dark time. Somebody trying to get at you. No,
But
that's
yeah,
just. I mean,
game
like
really is
people kind of
communicated.
need to
And
hear
also-
it every now and then.
Side note. When you talked about hiding your base, there's like hardly any point to hide your fucking base after lock-in. Stop doing that. That's so fucking annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
I've noticed that too, dude.
If it's 720 and I'm like, hey, what node are you guys on? And then you instantly go, oh, I don't know, what node are you guys on? It's like, dude, why? What is this? Like, just I'm gonna tell you as well, because there's no point in me not telling you. We're locked in. We
I
can
just wanna-
change this shit.
It's legitimately just I want to know if I'm fighting a stick to find out if I need to bring and tell my whole guild to teleport out of history and shit like that to get here. Like I need to know if I need to bring everyone or if me and 3 guys can go and axe a fort down. That's why I want to know it for.
Like at this point, I'm honest to God, when I start asking people what node they're on, I'm just gonna open with, "Hello, Clash Officer here. Tonight we are placed on this node. What node might you be placed on?"
And they're like, I'm not going to tell you. It's like, why?
Yeah,
man?
exactly. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't need to worry about that." Like, why? This is so stupid. It's just delaying the process. We're gonna have to do all of this at the beginning of the war anyway.
Yep. It's just, yeah, I mean, that's just it, right?
Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
My TED Talk, yeah.
No,
Okay,
you gotta
comments. You
breathe
guys
into
go into
your
comments
mic.
now. That was my
Breathe
final
it into your
spiel.
mic a little bit, brother. If you could
I'm actually-
back down a little bit.
I'm actually walking around because I had a washcloth because I found some like disgusting stuff in my chair and I was trying to wipe it off. I'm sorry. You can go into the
Dude.
comments though.
Use a sock, Jesus.
No, it's like
All right, comments.
I'm-
Here we go.
just go to comments.
Frosty, do you want to do them or do you want me to do them? What are we doing this week?
I could do them.
Or we can make Noah do them?
I'll do them. Hold on.
You see how you
Let me pull these up.
when you instantly offered me it. He said, "No, I'll do."
Yeah, he was like,
Get this guy to shut up, man. He just doesn't stop talking.
Yeah, basically.
That's
All
fine.
right.
No one's supposed to like me.
You
You know,
two
even-
are hilariously similar in a lot of ways. It's kind
you
of
guys,
funny to
you
me.
guys both been in the situation. You were GMs at a time. No one likes you, really. You're just here.
These are the facts. You sort by newest, right?
Yeah, sort by new. Make sure that you're clicking the read mores in the replies. You don't have to read every reply. If they're dog shit replies or people just ring, just skip them.
You don't win.
Okay,
Okay, I did
let's
it.
start with Jose Valencia says that Jeffy guy is so knowledgeable on into PA and the things happening within it. Color me impressed. I love your podcast.
Yeah, he had a lot
Well,
of
thank you.
insight on a lot of different things. He's a very knowledgeable person for sure, and we really appreciate having him spending time with us and coming on the podcast. So he's a great guest.
He's a hardcore nerd. Laxon 9003 says before PA buff, WR even further please buff DK. because breaking a WR block. Oh, warrior.
Yeah, warrior. Yeah.
Before PA buffs warrior even further, please buff DK because breaking a warrior block or Valk block is literally a whole combo for a DK almost.
Not at 298 AP. Get better.
Yeah, DK starts feeling really good around. I'd say the 297 bracket. You start feeling like a real class. Clayton Alexander says,
God dang it.
I do mean these things amiably. I agree there's too much animosity between people when they have different opinions. People are bad at taking criticism and can't express themselves properly to openly speak about topics objectively or open to subjection. Love the podcast. Keep it up.
Oh, is that the guy who posted 3 comments in a row?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through these.
Yeah,
Actually,
start with the first one first because I think they go in chronological order to make sense.
It's actually 4 in a row. Come on.
Got it. Okay, so the first thing he says is, it's so weird, the DP meme in NA. You won't find this in any other region. Investing in DP doesn't mean you have to have less AP or significantly hinder your other stats. Cough, dead GG, cough, choice, cough, all these other people. It just means don't be foolish and build solely in one category. You talk to these people in NA and they go, well, I get one shot no matter what. DP is a meme, end quote. And then you ask them to find out they have 301 DP. Conversation over. Someone replied to that specific comment and said, AP and DP scale differently, which makes DP a meme because you need a ridiculous amount of DP for it to matter. I feel like Rezlar agrees with that statement, except that statement is absurd because the same is true for AP.
I don't find that to be true. I don't know. I used to kind of believe that was true. Back when I was like 294, I kind of bought into that. But after I hit the 296, I think is the next bracket after that, and then 301, isn't it? I think
it's every 8 usually. It's not actually.
It's a little more random on DP.
Yeah, on DP.
I know it goes like 8, 7, 8, 6 or something like that. It's like
on DP it gets kind of nutty, but I'm pretty confident it's somewhere around there. There's a bracket in between 294 and 301. And when I hit that bracket, and then later on when I hit 301, I actually did feel like the returns on it, and I was kind of like, okay, I don't know if I really believe in that anymore. So
I kind of wish working Rad Belt was better for that reasoning. Like, it's not bad. We talked about this beforehand, but like, where you could run a hybrid set stuff, and it'll be kind of more fun. I mean, you can't once you get like 296 AP, I guess, and then it doesn't really matter.
I do take issue with him saying that more DP doesn't equal less AP. Like, you're taking it too literally. What it does equal is you're spending all of your money on DP for a period of time instead of AP. And if you're getting unlucky, then that means you're spending a lot of time and a lot of money on not upgrading your AP, which it means you are not upgrading your income. Yes. So, and as the price of getting more DP goes up, your income is staying the same. It gets harder and harder and harder. So while you're not losing AP by building DP, you could have been spending all of that money on gaining an AP, increasing your income, and then making an easier time for yourself to build the DP later on.
Now, I kind of get what he's saying, though, because there are a lot of people that think that that's what people mean when you say build DP, that you have to take off AP and switch to like Manos Ruby earrings. But yeah, he also says more DP equals better life overall, and then he says also Rezlar lives in some fantasy land where blocks just shatter. I have 290 AP. I'm not breaking many blocks, certainly not instantly. Sorks usually build themselves with evasion to their own strengths. Yes, a good warrior should put some focus on his DR. And then he said the amiably things and so on and so forth that I already read. He loves the podcast, so
that's the part that matters.
The block thing is challenging. You know, all we can do is give our best effort of explaining it, because I mean, it's one of those things where like the blocker is like, dude, everything breaks my block, and then the people trying to break a block is like, dude, I can't break any blocks. You know,
it's also like funny because like we can't. My block keeps getting broken, and it's like 4 meteors hit him. It's like, no, explain it. It's like multiple people hit the block.
I mean, it's not even that though. It's like when I was 1v1ing against Noah, legitimately one ability from Noah on his Sork would take my block to like 20% from 100. One ability. That's all it took. So it's like, I just don't buy it. It's just a lie. Like, I've experienced it personally. 301 DP, plenty of DR in my build. How much AP do you have now?
I was, well, I was 276, 287 at the time.
So, yeah, and he almost one-shot my block with just a random fucking ability. His Dream of Doom did break my block.
And what's your AP?
My
No?
Awaken was 276 at the time. My Unawaken, which was Dream of Doom. So
Right.
276.
I mean,
Unawaken.
my thing with that is that, to me, and you guys can disagree, but to me, 301 AP and saying like, "Hey, it breaks my block quick," is the same as
DP.
being 250. Yeah, DP. Being 301 DP and saying my block breaks quick is the same as being 253 AP and saying I can't kill anybody. It's like, yeah, because you're at just the borderline, like, for basic
Except you
survival.
can kill people, but only if you're a ninja or a striker. So why is it okay for ninja and striker to kill people at 253 AP, but Valk and warrior to not have a decent block at 301 DP? Why the double standard?
To kill someone, what, in a 1v1 or node war? Because a striker 253 is not killing anybody in any meaningful guild with 253.
That's what we're talking. Blocks are always going to break quickly in large scale. There's nothing you can do about that aside
in a
from
1v1. Every class except for like DK can kill someone in a 1v1 with 253.
I don't know if I buy that.
What class can't?
In one combo?
Yeah.
Against what DP 301?
Against like just the same thing, right? Like 296 or like a trial character.
So we're saying trial characters, trial characters, right?
Yeah, trial characters.
But you can go even lower.
Kill
one combo.
I'm so good at this.
Yeah, shy. But like ninja and striker can go even lower. Like you can easily kill people with ninja and striker, one combo people at 240 AP easily. Not even close.
Okay. Sure, but that's that's a different issue. Should everyone do the exact same damage? I don't think that's should be the case either necessarily.
I'm not arguing for that. What I'm saying is that if some classes are able to spike at different points, why can't we allow these classes that require their blocks to survive to have their blocks be powerful at a lower DP? Instead of just telling, that's like if somebody's like, if a DK is like, dude, I really struggle to kill this Mystic at soft cap, and then we jokingly tell them, oh, you just have to get 290 AP, except we're being serious about it. Like, that's literally what everybody's doing to this block thing with Warrior. They're like, oh, just build DP, that solves all your problems. It's like, that's kind of stupid, and it's a bit of a cop-out argument thing.
Yeah, but so are you saying a 301 warrior has the same strength of block as a 301 DK?
What? No, because he has extra DR
Well,
buffs. But what I'm saying is it's not enough. And also DK doesn't focus only on the block to keep her alive. She focuses mostly on iframes.
They use their frontal guard so much, dude.
Yeah, but it's mostly iframes. Just like Sork has a block, but it's mostly iframe. Ninja has a block, mostly iframe.
We've had this argument a million times. I agree the block should be buffed a little bit. If you have 301 DP, your block should be broken. That's how I feel. All right. Why the Shepherd 112? Why not just buff warrior block math to make it absorb more damage based on DP scaling than normal blocks from other classes, and more than it does now? This leaves them open if it's broken, but also makes Rezlar's argument happy. This can also go for Valkyrie. And then he said, bruh, never heard Frosty get so intense before compared to 215. Intense Frosty is sexy Frosty ooh woo, and Mark said my fucking thought.
He just said ooh woo.
I wasn't really intense there. It was when I said fucking, I was saying it like kind of facetiously.
Yeah, but, he was. Yeah, they don't understand that was you, like kind of.
That's not how I. Yeah, that's not how I talk when I'm mad. When I'm mad, it's different. It's more.
Trust me, I'll let you guys know when Frosty gets mad. I think it's yet to happen on this podcast. I'll let you guys know when it happens. You'll probably be able to tell, and then you'll realize that everything that's ever been said before that you thought was Frosty being mad or intense was literally nothing.
Davy Jones BDO says, today I watched Fake Uni's podcast, which had Jeffy, and now yours, which has Jeffy in it as well. Smiley face. Do you guys sometimes feel like you have to go all in with life skilling, or it's a waste of time? Per se, you are grinding with your main and you are gathering when its energy is full. Do you not lose money per hour by leaving the spot and going gathering, which you now have to invest money to gain some profits off gathering? Thanks for the podcast. Keep up the good work. Oh, by the way, I've just started maining Lawn, and oh boy, you can't go back after playing Lawn. I was trying to jump and fly when I switched to an alt, and it's so mobile. Yeah, Lawn is... Dude, Lawn feels...
Clean.
You feel so slow on every other class after playing the Lawn. You feel so restricted.
Let's pass this one to Noah. Noah, what do you think? Do you ever feel like you have to do life skills or that they're a waste of time?
As someone who does a good amount of both, actually, grinding and life skill, it feels like it's the reason I don't do like I'm a Sork and I hate grinding history. Why? Because I hate the time I have to spend to find a portal and shit. So I would rather just sit down on life skill because then I'm like committed to it. But I don't even have Manos close yet because again I don't think I life skill. But then again I don't feel like I life skill enough to get Manos close, which is like an investment. Because in the end I play this game for PvP, but it's weird because you're supposed to invest money to both, right? Because I like to grind, but I like to life skill. So sometimes I feel like if you all in one or the other, I feel like it's healthier though, or it's better. All inning one or the other is better than doing both.
Yeah, I mean, I really do think it's just personal preference. I mean, if you don't mind doing life skills, or God forbid you actually enjoy them, which, yikes, then it's obviously worth it because you're enjoying it or at least not hating it, and it can be very good money as long as you're doing it properly. But if you fucking hate the shit out of it, then yeah, it's an absolute waste of time because you're probably not going to put enough effort into making it worth it, and you're going to hate every second of it. So why are you doing it in the first place? Video games are supposed to be fun. So don't do something that you don't want to do. Even if it, makes money, then you're going to be miserable for most of the time that you're making that money. So I really do think it's just personal preference.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, even if you make less money gathering, if it's going to keep you going and earning silver and not getting burnt out, then it's definitely worth it.
Correct.
The other
That's
thing
reason
is
why I
like,
do both.
if your life skill mastery is high enough, you don't have to use loot scrolls to gather. So you are basically making what you'd make grinding. It's not really a loss in money if your shit's together. Reno says, Dethrone was a large-scale siege guild. Yeah, we ended up capping our numbers because of dead fights, but we very recently disbanded. A lot of members were quitting, plus leadership being burned out of working so hard to get content that isn't that fun. So the guild is being turned into a more hardcore small scale with a new leadership. The rest are just going to be chilling in a more casual guild and Merc instead. But yeah, the community night was a lot of fun. Danko.
Feels bad, dude. Rip Dethrone.
Yeah, dude. Relegated to T1s, you noobs.
Yeah, and as we all know, if you go T1s, that means your guild's dead.
Hell yeah, brother.
You'll never come back.
Never come back and win 6 nodes ever.
Let's scars forever. Warfia says the siege scene in SEA is also dead here, but there are a lot of guilds here in SEA that can fight this top siege guilds, but are too scared to fight them. And I think one of the reasons is the money here in SEA. When you said you got 8 bill from Balanos, here in SEA, it's only worth 2 bill in Medaya, and Valencia is 8 bill or 9 bill. T4 nodes are 500 to 600 mil. Anyway, great podcast. I have fun listening to you guys. I've been grinding Mirmox since forever at 265 Kudum Tamer. Since I'm lazy to go anywhere else, use 100 loot scrolls. Yeah. That's kind of crazy, dude. 2 bill for Medaya?
Isn't Medaya like 25?
Here it's like 25 bill, yeah. And Valencia is like 28.
I had an idea the other day about siege and castles and stuff. Y'all remember a while back when they said they were considering removing Medaya as a siege, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if they remove Medaya as a siege? They make Serendia and Valanos actually give drop buffs to meaningful places. Valanos, Sacrea, and Serendia, the new Hazra spot, and Dragon. And then you just make the money equal across all of them.
What happened if any castle just gave 50% drop buff? It didn't matter what freaking region you were in.
I'm just trying to think of a way to get like more fights spread out like everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I do have one problem with you said Balanos Sucrea. The people fighting on Balanos don't have the gear to grind there. So what's the benefit?
Well,
That's
no.
true.
The thing is by
That's true.
making the
I'm kidding.
by making the money even, it would be like you fight for the place that your people want to grind at, right? Instead of like the money thing. So
Yeah.
I mean,
No
I
one
don't
likes
know.
Yeah, I agree.
It was just
No
an
one
idea.
likes
Yeah, make it
yes.
like make a Balanos Serendia pay 15 bill and you get a 25% drop rate buff across the entire world. And then Valencia, Medaya, and Calphion give you 25 bill and you get I don't know, 50% drop rate buff
Yeah.
across the entire world.
They could legitimately make it scale like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 drop rate buff across the world, by the way, and everyone would be okay with it. Like 10
Yeah.
in Balanos, Serendia 20, Calphion 50, 40, Medea 50. What's it?
Yeah, and then just do and then you could do nodes, like people that are node warring can get like 10% drop rate buff on if they own a node, and it just doesn't stack, so it stays at 10, no matter how many nodes you have. That'd be fine. Whatever, they'll never do it. Dialuki says also at 2:15:04 Monka S. That's the me saying fucking again. I guess I don't normally cuss when I say fuck.
Well,
It
no,
just
I don't
blows
think it was the
everyone's
cuss
mind.
thing. I think it was like you kind of got like a little like real. I mean, even though me and you know it wasn't real.
Let me fucking finish my
yeah, exactly.
sentence.
Like you kind of
That-
sounded
yeah.
real for a second, like you were actually annoyed.
No. Well, you were interrupting me, but it wasn't I was adding the fucking as like to downplay the seriousness, but I guess it did the opposite. That was a mistake.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a
Dialukis-
twit longer post apologizing for these transgressions.
You got it, dude. He says also you forgot to mention the most important life skill gathering gear, the hedgehog. First of all, it's a groundhog, and you're right, we did. It increases your shit.
Wait, no, it's not. It's a
Get a
hedgehog.
groundhog. It's a groundhog.
That is. I don't own one, but I'm like 90% sure that's a hedgehog. Hold on, let me check.
It's a hedgehog. He's just trying
Okay.
to play.
All right. No Protect says 650 is definitely a breaking point for fishing. 140 hours in raw sea with no fish sub 650. I think he means prized fish. And 1 to 2 a night with over 650. It'd be funny if you did 140 hours in raw sea and didn't get a single fish,
Yeah,
period.
that'd be kind of nutty.
Haha, funny. Yeah. Different definitions of funny.
Yeah, dude, someone spilled oil in the ocean. Sorry, man.
Nice,
Dialuki
too.
NA Omega lol. Dialuki NA Omega lol. All right. King Pessimist, great podcast. I have random questions. What do you like and hate about BDO? All right, Rezlar, you first. What do you like?
What do I like?
Yeah, one thing you like, I guess, a lot, and one thing you hate a lot.
Nothing and everything. There you go.
Nice,
Come on.
nice cop-out answer, man.
Yeah.
I've always said that the reason I play this game is for the combat. I mean, it's essentially a 3D fighting game. I guess 4D. I guess is it 4D? If there's like,
If you're using your ears, I guess you could make the
yeah,
argument. Yeah.
technically, I guess. Well, I don't know. Either way, it's like I don't know. It's a fighting game in an MMO, and it's a really good fighting game on some aspects. And yeah, the things I hate about it, I think mostly the desync, honestly. Like, balance issues are always going to exist in every game. So as long as a game exists, it's going to have balance issues. I'm still going to complain about it and hope that they fix it, but it's never going to actually be solved. There's never been a game that's been perfectly balanced. That being said, I feel like desync is something that they definitely could solve if they really spent a lot of time, effort, energy, and money to fixing the problem. They just don't care. So that's really upsetting for me.
No, what do you like and hate?
Things I like the community. I was feel about that. I like the community, I like the combat. Things I don't like. I guess time investment. I mean, I invest a lot of time into the game, but like me and you are both at the point, or you more than me, that unless you can grind the game multiple hours, 10 plus hours a day, getting a gear gain every month even is kind of hard. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just it. I mean, without counting Kaffris as a gear gain, my big pet peeve is that you can Kaffris pen gear, but
Oh,
Yeah, I don't like the I don't
love that
like
you can do that.
the Cappers pen gear. There's supposed to be a hard
So
cap.
for me, I love the new UI, and I hate the people that don't. All right,
Oh.
so
XD.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, same shit. I love the combat. I dislike. Actually, right now, because I don't even think the balance is that bad personally, but I do dislike that we're not getting balance changes. I miss the days where we got them all the time, even if they weren't great. It was kind of cool knowing, like,
What do
hey,
you mean,
something
dude?
might
Warrior
get changed.
just
Like
got a
your
new
class might
ability.
hit the line. Okay, I forgot. We should talk about that.
There's
So
nothing
everyone
to talk
keeps
about. It's terrible.
everyone keeps memeing on it, but did you not read Vanguard's description? Every like actual good warrior I talk to says it's really good for PvE. That it actually is like increase their trash power,
I mean,
which is what its purpose was.
yeah, I guess.
So, but everyone keeps saying it's bad in PvP, but like, didn't the developer note say it wasn't for PvP? That's literally what the whole point of it was. Anyway, whatever.
I mean, it's
Where
a
are we?
good
Let's see.
filler. The main thing is that Warriors Awakening didn't have like a filler skill really. The ones that you could quote unquote fill with really fucking suck. So having a decent filler skill in Awakening is nice.
So the yeah. So I hate that they don't do regular balance changes, like little tweaks here and there. I don't see why. Like aside from the whole like, hey, we're gonna go through and touch every class and their promises, like whatever, like disregard all that. Just back in the day, like Rez, you probably remember, like 2 years ago, before the CC changes, it was like every 2 weeks, like 3 classes got a bunch of changes.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't get that anymore. Like it was like it would be little things like an AP buff here, it would be a nerf here, cooldown change, like whatever, and it's weird that we just don't get that anymore at all. I wish we did. It would change the meta at the very least, and so it's not the same for so long. Let's see, where were we at? Finally, Abraxas Sinislali, I have no idea how to pronounce that, says finally 3 hours, smiley face, and at 2:56:05 WK is for White Knight, of course. Great podcast.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people making fun of us for not knowing that. How the hell would we know that just offhand?
Come on, dude, don't you ERP?
I've never seen that used before. WK for White Knight.
Yeah.
I don't either, so.
Best way to use Rebel Lion says best way to make use of the pouch event as a 278 AP witch. Should I leave Hystria for somewhere like Mansion that I can kill at the higher velocity? I wasn't grinding high end spots last year. I was stuck at Gaha's. Obviously, I will be AFK fishing. Yeah, this one, man, I've been everywhere testing. I don't know. I can't.
First of all, we should state we apologize because this answer is coming a bit late at this point.
Yeah. You have 2 days to do with.
How many? Wait, I haven't done Blood Wolves yet. How many are you getting there? Like an hour? Can you average your number?
Like 8.
And counting how many fortunes, or just?
No, I mean just in total, like 8 boxes.
I did Crescents the first week, and I got like 10 rarities and about like legitimately like a fortune pouch every hour. And then I'm at like Stars End currently. Even I went to go grind, and I got like 3 rarity pouches an hour. So like, I'm going from killing 7,000 mobs to an hour to however many I'm killing at Stars End an hour. So
right.
I feel like you high density, you get more fortune pouches, but you're making less money.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you can go to a high density spot and make good silver, regardless, I mean the pouches give you so much dust.
Yeah.
It's actually
Frosty Pentung Grad earring going up. You gonna buy it?
I don't have money, dude.
You don't have 33 billion silver?
No, I'm saving for a pen armor piece, and I'm bummed out, dude.
Just gamble, man. That's what I do.
my
Just
pendant
kidding.
trip.
Don't do it.
Just kidding.
I booed like $1.5 billion last night. I was like, yeah, I'm done for now.
Yeah, if you kill mansions efficiently, I think that's a really good like middle ground where you get a decent amount of pouches, you still get a bunch of Kaffir stones, and the raw silver is good. Hystria though, like you get so few pouches there. I've had like multiple times where 2 hours went by and I only got 1 total.
That's actually horrible.
So Todd Thorson says, usually I like Rezlar, but man, we get it. You don't like life skilling. No need to be snarky for 2 hours about it. I don't enjoy life skilling either, but hey, I'm going to let the life skillers have this episode. Enjoyed it, otherwise keep it.
God damn it, Rezlar.
I don't think
Yeah.
I was snarky, was I?
You were like, "What's someone supposed to do if all I want to do is fucking fish?"
That was a legitimate question. I was like, listen,
I
all
don't
I
know.
do
You-
is
you
fish.
didn't
I
seem
wanted
that
to know
snarky.
if I needed to care about this life skill mastery because I don't know. I don't pay attention to this shit.
I don't think snarky is the right word. You were, you didn't give a fuck.
I mean, yeah, I was uninterested. If you want to say I was uninterested, then that's fine. I literally didn't even talk but 2 sentences for the first hour. I just let you guys go
Yeah.
at it.
That was, hey, at least Rezlar was being honest, right? Not pretending. Orokami says, "Great podcast again. White Knight philosophies, by the way. LOL." Mark Rabalta says, "Ah, my drug again." Kanichi Sai says, "Siege and SEA region also dead. We got top guilds that just rotate Valencia for the castle buff." Kelly Zarigby says, "Got a shout out. LOL. Do you think the costume buff is going to break anything?" Yeah. No, not break, but it's going to be frustrating for a lot of people,
Yeah,
I did the-
especially me.
I did the math. It'd be the first time in, I think, just some BDO that selling costumes is more efficient than arson memories. Like,
Ayo.
silver to dollar value. That is, anyways.
Well, don't worry. When that comes out, artisans are going to give you 5.
I mean, if it
Yeah,
does,
right.
that would make artisans better than costumes again. But if they go
Here's
to
the
400
thing about
mil,
the costume change. I think everybody that would quit the game over pay to win has left already. I don't
Yep.
think there's anybody still playing BDO that's like, if this game gets any more pay to win, I'm done. Like, I think
people
I
want
think
more
if-
costumes on the marketplace, so people don't care.
I think if people had a line, that line's probably been crossed, honestly. So I don't think you're gonna see too much of a difference, honestly.
If you make me pay to show up to Node Wars, that's when I'm quitting.
Yeah, dude, right? You have to have your node warring ticket. It costs 100 pearls.
Can we please just get a $30 subscription per month to reroll? Thank you. All right. Noms Fatty Kitty says, "XD great VP episode." Thank you. Small Dick Stole Your
Yeah.
Girl says, "What do you guys think about DR versus evasion, and should evasion be nerfed or DR be buffed?"
DRB buffed.
Um,
I
I
want
think
people to be tankier in the game.
I think that I don't think evasion should be nerfed because they're adding a lot more stuff in the game that gives us accuracy that'll help deal with it a little bit over time. And DR, yeah, I guess DR could be buffed, but I really think it should be minor. Like at the very least, like maybe like a Tet Narc still give you 4 DP, but maybe it gives you 7 DR. You know what I mean? Instead of 4 or stuff like that. Maybe like make the accessories that give DR give just a little bit more, so it's more significant. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Ryan Ivan says, "I think Warrior should definitely have a really strong block because it has a massive shield. Valk 2. All right, Warrior has a little baby shield, dude. It's fucking paper plate.
Yeah, big sword. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, big sword. Chirparm says, "Hey guys, yet another good video, but one thing that is sort of sad. You mentioned that 55 billion in 5 hours from Boquist, let's just call him John, and then you go on and on about how John spent way more time than that and don't mention it. He did spend a lot of the videos talking about how much time he spent planning it, but the buy and sell took 5 hours. You complaining about his headline reminds me of you guys saying how tired you get when people complain about X a tier list without watching your video and reason for the tier for each class. Hope you get what I'm saying."
Yeah, isn't that just
I
YouTube
don't-
clickbait? Isn't that the point
I
of
don't
it?
remember us ever bringing up a specific video. Maybe you or Jeffy did, but I don't remember that.
What? No, you and I. The Blade Boquist thing. I said, I said something about his video that's like 55 bill in 5 hours, and then you said, "You know what? That's what triggers me about life skillers," and we went into that conversation. Remember how they say like the wrong amount and they don't talk about all the shit it takes to actually
Oh
get
yeah,
the money?
but I wasn't talking specifically about BowQuest. I was just talking
Right.
in general. Like in the context of what I'm talking about, I'm usually talking about the people that type in guild chat like, "Haha, just made 200 mil in 1 hour." It's like, no, you fucking
That
didn't.
sounds like
I mean,
Clash.
you did,
That
but not
sounds like
really.
Clash.
in my defense, yes, I guess I could see how you see it that way. Not you, Rez, but this person. But that is way more like saying I made 55 bill in 5 hours when you didn't make 55 bill in 5 hours. You did a lot of other stuff and it took a lot of time. That's just sensationalist and kind of dishonest. Like, and the parallel to our tier list video is, well, one, I didn't even complain about it, and I'm the one who mentioned. I don't care that much if people don't watch the whole tier list video. If they want to form an opinion just based on the scores, then so be it. But the headline is literally just, here's a tier list. It doesn't say like, here's the tier list, and guess what? Valk's the best, and then we go in and it's actually the worst. You know what I mean?
You're not
Yeah,
lying in the
yes, you are.
headline. It's just
Yeah,
that's
like
that's the definition of YouTube for some
It's the
people, though.
it's the clickbait that you had a
Yeah,
problem.
it's
just clickbaity. Like you can't make 55 bill in 5 hours. He just wants views, and that's fine. Like we all just want views, and so I respect him for that. I was just saying, like, is a little sensationalist. Yeah, that's all. And I don't think it really compares to the tier list thing or your complaint that people make their judgment, because that's like, he's just saying he wants to hear our opinion. I mean, yes, if I look at that 5 hours 55 bill, I should watch it and he can explain how he made 55 bill in 5 hours, except that his explanation explains that he didn't make 55 bill in 5 hours. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. Anyway, Lost Soul says that was the joke. My comment was in concealment, so you couldn't see it. Who's hyped for better BDO? Arcade.
15th, dude. The day when this releases, it'll be tomorrow. It's the death of BDO, the death of WoW Classic, the death of Final Fantasy 14.
WoW Classic. That game's already dying.
Dude, the only thing that'll still be alive after Arcade Unchained comes out is Maple Story 2.
And RuneScape, dude. RuneScape will never die.
RuneScape's going down. No,
I'm quitting BDO, play RuneScape.
Just so everybody is aware that's listening to the podcast, I am joking. I don't think Arcade Unchained is going to kill anything. I'm literally just fucking around. Just because I know there's some people that are going to be like, wow, Rezlar, why do you even play BDO if you hate it so much?
Because the game's fun. My friends are here.
And then Carlos Valencia says, saw Frosty and RBF farming Lobi's weird champ. I don't get to choose who my enemies are. I just get to kill them. All right. I don't know what to tell you.
XD.
That was so like half BM, and I love it, dude.
I mean, I don't even know what he's referring to. Like in RBF, it's not like I'm looking for Lobies.
Yeah,
I don't know what I can do differently.
Frosty doesn't choose to fight Lobies, okay? The Lobies choose to be Lobies, and that's not his
They
fault.
choose to be Lobies, exactly.
We're so toxic.
Ooh, there's a hotspot over here. I should go fish in that hotspot.
Is that all the
I
comments?
thought you were grinding.
That's all of them. Thank you
That's
guys
all.
so
No,
much for commenting.
He fishes when he reads comments.
No, well, I was scrolling through the comments. It was in the video. But now I went back to fishing. Yeah, I'm back, dude. Now it's time to make 150,000 silver per hour fishing.
You just gotta grind the 800 hours first for the map. Come on, man.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah, so thank you guys for commenting. If you want your comment read, leave it on the YouTube video in the episode, and we'll read it. We generally read all comments. If you can put all of your comments into one so we don't have to sort, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, like, share the YouTube video on your Discords and game, whatever.
Smash that like button. Oh, wait, okay.
Smash the like button. Word of mouth is important.
Stop.
Also, one day, I keep saying this, but one day I will start streaming. Probably, I never, but I want to. Just know that I want to. So twitch.tv/SoFrost.
After your band does their recording stuff, how about you say that?
Yeah, there we go. Once the recording is done, I will consistently stream Node Wars and stuff like that.
Semi consistently. You got to be vague about it.
Yeah.
You can't give these promises, man.
Yeah, you can't say consistently. That puts it on you. You got to say semi consistently.
Yeah, semi consistently.
Just like our upload schedule.
And Rezlar will edit my videos and stuff like that, and it'll be great. He'll be my producer.
Yeah, dude. We'll do a Frosty stream highlights, dude.
Just
Yeah.
him dying.
Actually,
just a dying
Rezlar-
montage.
Rez, you did offer to make me a highlight video.
I did.
The problem is I haven't played one class long enough to make a highlight video, but
you said you were gonna send me things, and then you never sent me things. So I was like, okay. I want to try
don't know
my
how to
hand at
record
it, but I
things.
need somebody that's better than me to send me footage so that I don't look stupid.
I got this, dude. I'm sending you shit over right now.
The problem
better
is
than
that
Noah, better than me.
I basically have to stream to record because when I record locally, it makes my frame rate pretty shit.
Feels bad.
So, yeah, I've been like reluctant to even try.
But
Anyway,
look forward
thank
to
you,
that.
Noah, so much.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Noah, so much for coming on. It was
No problem,
it was
man.
fun. Thanks for
It's
having
fun.
us.
Thanks for having me.
Having me, Merc. And you're welcome for the carry yesterday, dude.
No problem. It's easy. Dude, got you that sick 1v1.
I
I'm gonna carry
paid-
you.
Actually, it was
I
good.
paid you max, Frosty. I don't know if you
Dude,
noticed.
I pay all the Mercs max, dude. I don't care. You wanna come Merc for Clash? Send me a DM.
If
got
you
a
want
top
to join
rank?
Clash, please be a witch or a wizard.
Can someone explain to me what the triple float rod actually does? Because you get multiple on a hotspot, you get multiple fish anyway.
You can get up to 5 fish with a triple float in one cast. That's the max.
Oh, can you? So I'm just
5
not
is
lucky.
the max you
Fuck.
can get from one fish cast at a hotspot with a triple float. It's like super. It's kind of like pretty rare.
Oh, I see.
Noah, do you have anything you want to plug? Do you still
No,
stream?
dude, I got nothing. No, I don't really stream that much anymore. I guess I'll plug it. My Twitch is twitch.tv/acute, one word, like the angle _penguin. Thanks for having me, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll
Don't
put it
fight.
down in. I'll put the Twitch link down in the.
I gotta start
description.
streaming like Frosty. God damn it.
And
Well, if you start streaming like me, that means you're not gonna stream.
Point. You
If
should see
you're
me do sick
interested-
rock paper scissors for Node War.
Yeah, dude, best clip ever. If you're interested in thinking about joining Clash, then you can just message any of us officers in game. You can just yell at us in world chat, and somebody will probably pick you up. So we're looking for members. We need
Oh.
people.
True.
Yeah. Also, Snake's recruiting.
Yeah, Snake's
don't-
recruiting.
We don't siege. So
Hex is recruiting? Question mark.
I don't know, but Snake is. I'm trying to promote Snake because one day I'm gonna be in that guild. So
dude,
help
one
me
day
get.
you're gonna be in Clash. I'm gonna make it happen.
I don't like T1 guilds.
This bitch.
Thanks everybody so much for hanging out with us. Sorry for missing last week. We're back on track. We got our break. We're gonna be doing weekly again. We're gonna have a guest next week. Can't say who it is because we don't know yet. We'll figure it out later. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and we'll see you later. Peace.